Yeah. It's like 5 minutes ago.
Did you record that whole bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to delete it off your hard drive now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so people don't know. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Because if there's any evidence, like let's say like you would have died like a mysterious car crash or something. Like they're gonna go through your computer and they're gonna find it if it's still there.
You're wording this in a way that A, it makes it seem like it's way worse than it actually is, and B, that you're going to kill me.
What? I would never.
You're wording this in a way where it's like that they're going like, oh, a mistake. Like you're like, oh, if you die in a mysterious car, like that that's like an inevitability, and the only reason you would know that is an inevitability is if you were the one who was going to kill a lot by crashing your car into them.
Well, hold on. Actually, really weird, Leon says that. My car has been having brake trouble recently. Have you been doing that? Are you cutting my fucking brake lines?
Doing what? Huh?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the DigiVerse DiveCast, the only Digimon podcast that lost a member halfway into the second season. So, yeah, Angel, unfortunately, can no longer be, like, a permanent member of the podcast because he got a different shift at work, and now he works, like, basically a 9 to 5 and always, like, guaranteed Saturday, Sunday, which is pretty much the only 2 days that the rest of us can guarantee we have off, or most of us, anyway. So, unfortunately, he will not be able to continue joining consistently. He's free to, hop in whenever he has the time if he does, but, yeah, so, shame, but... That's unfortunately, like, the shift is just way better for him, so I'm not gonna blame him for taking it.
Yeah, it's like your like mental health and work hours that don't turn you into a fucking third shift zombie for 50 hours a week. It's more important than a dumb Digimon rewatch podcast. Like there's priorities in life you take, and that was the one you take.
100%.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, just getting that out up front. Well, I guess
I can't believe Angel is dead.
Yeah, I know it's a shame.
Fucking 07.
In spirit, he will be replaced by the Lilymon. That was just supposed to be a placeholder for when we were down a host, but I guess she is just now a permanent part of the layout, and also a rat.
What's he doing there? Why is he so close to me? What the fuck?
I wouldn't worry too much about it. He's fine.
He's looking at me kind of funny.
Nah. He's good. He's good.
The
you say so?
That makes all love the rules.
You having fun over there?
He's totally not. He's totally not an agent working on the inside.
No, definitely not. He's not part of a special technique that involves literally suicide bombing you.
The more I stare at him, the more it actually looks like he's staring back.
I mean, something, the abyss, something.
I kind of like you keep looking in his eyes long enough. I think I see it.
I wouldn't worry too much about him. He's just a friendly little guy. I would never draw something that's like evil. That's weird. Don't accuse me of that.
I didn't.
I think categorically we didn't.
Anyway, how was everyone's week? Weeks, plural.
Weeks. It's two.
They've been weeks.
God, did I do anything the past 2 weeks?
Did I do anything the past 2 weeks? Jesus.
Oh my God. What have I been doing for 2 weeks?
I'm like trying to think back on the past 2 weeks. It's just like I'm just looking at a void.
Yeah. My car had brake trouble again. I think the second time that happened was after the previous recording. So that happened. As it turns out, they just forgot to tighten something when they were fixing it the first time, so they didn't cost me any money, and they did it in like 5 minutes.
Them.
No.
Okay.
It was fine. It was a minor inconvenience at worst.
Whatever you say.
Okay.
Why are you being so vaguely fucking threatening today? What the hell?
I'm just in one of those moods,
Sure.
Don't fucking follow that up by going like some sort of fucking psychopath. What the hell?
Anyway, did anyone do anything particularly interesting in the last 2 weeks?
I had
Evan,
oh,
no, go.
I had a random job interview from a job that I applied to on the 29th of February. I got a message on literally Thursday night at 10 p.m.
Wow.
and I interviewed that Friday night it was at a video game store, repair shop place thing.
Okay.
They were cool.
Yeah.
It pays
But,
less though, so
yeah, but do you work like less hours or?
I would be part-time probably, yes, because I am going back to school.
I mean, probably for the best then. Also,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no longer on fucking children, so that's
Yeah.
You might not get sick every fucking other week at that place. Like
Hey,
Jesus fucking Christ.
sometimes it's not that I'm getting sick every other week. Sometimes it's just that I'm sick for a week and a half. Cough, cough this time.
Your health concerns me.
It does.
It concerns a lot of people.
There might be a reason for that.
Anyways, Momo.
Yeah, Momo, you were saying something?
Not too much. I was gonna go to the pre-release for the new starter decks. They got delayed twice.
Yeah.
So hopefully this Monday for real this time. Apparently the store has them, so
Fingers crossed.
what else did I do? Not really much, just doing my job. Started playing Nier again.
Oh, neat.
Ooh.
Good game.
It's pretty good. That fishing shit is evil.
What, you don't like fishing with a book or a pod or whichever near you're playing?
The book is not the problem. The problem is you sit there for like 10 minutes trying to catch one fish and then it just breaks your line. But no, I played Nier, and then well, I have all these fucking cards that are worth money that I just have lying around. So I finally started putting stuff up. Sold a card, so I also had to go out and didn't think it'd sell one that quick, so I have to like run out and get like ladders and stuff as quick as to send it off.
Yeah. Always a pain in the ass.
Maybe I will do more next week.
Hopefully. I also hopefully will have more to talk about. Oh, well, we're not really gonna.
Do you?
No.
Okay. I'm still trying to I guess like so Lon, you and me reacted to it because we did that video, but like the Digimon Con stuff happened like right after last week.
Literally a few hours after we stopped
right.
recording last session, Digimon Con happened.
You two have any reactions to that?
It sure
I guess
was
I
a
don't.
Digimon Con.
It's just like this fucking franchise is being kept afloat by the card game at this point.
And also, they fucking suck for going, this isn't out in every region. Here's the entire movie spoiled for you.
That was so fucking foul. So I don't know. I think that was the one bit we forgot to cover there a lot, but like they did a bunch of the 02, like the beginning versions of the songs, of like the 02 like inserts and like openings and stuff. And they literally, I think it was like the segment, the one with Davis and Ken. It's like
Daisuke's VA says something like, "There's a it's like, oh, it's a song. Like we're gonna play a song from that movie, but some of you might not have heard. It's something like you might not have heard it because it's not out everywhere yet." And then they fucking play clips from the movie throughout the entire song.
Yeah, they sure do.
And it's not even like they start out by doing like the Digivolution sequences, which are just like cool to see in like, more
it's like, oh, that's
fashion.
Like because it's like, oh, it's pretty one-to-one to the original like Digivolutions, but it's like the cool new animation. Like that's fine, right?
The CGI is really good for like Sylphimon and
Imperial Dramon.
Yeah.
And then they like cut, and then they like start playing like a fight with Imperial Dramon, and I immediately tabbed out.
I immediately tabbed out on that shit, and then every single time they did another song, I would just tab out and like hear Lotte and Leon complain about how much they were showing.
It got worse than that though, because at the very end they had what's her face? I forget what her name is. do like a bunch of piano renditions of songs, and they just start more than just the fight scene. They start doing like the whole climax of the movie, and I'm like,
yes,
what?
It was basically the entire final like confrontation of that movie was basically just shown on stream. That they're so stupid.
I feel like I would almost be less insulted if they didn't have one of the guys there go, yeah, we know most of you can't see this movie. Anyway.
Like, it was one thing to say that, but not also be like, you haven't seen it yet, so don't watch this. You're just like, man, you haven't seen it yet. And then they just stop talking there and then show a bunch of clips from the movie.
It's
like,
not
you
even,
at least to warn me, like, come on.
It's not even like there was a segment in between. It was like immediate. Like
but I did. I only had to pay half of it so far, but I do I did have a place where they had a pre-order for that like 25th anniversary DigiVice. So,
God, you're lucky.
I got on. I also bought a Vital bracelet. Actually, forgot about that.
You're raising a healthy baby boy now.
Yeah, I'm raising a gem. Don't ask what I'm intending to turn this thing into. Definitely not the fucked up one. Don't worry about that.
Feeding my son the alien goop on purpose.
I'm sorry, Ghoulis is like the coolest one.
Ghoulis is really cool.
What else did I do? Oh yeah, so they since the Digimon Con thing happened, they put up they properly put up the first chapter of Digimon Liberator.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. This did happen.
Oh god.
And it's fucking AI translated.
I think the funny part is we were all watching it, like watching them like go through like the first couple like panels and going, okay, like it's Comic Sans, but it looks all right so far. And then you get to like anything that's more than a sentence long and you go, oh, fuck you.
Yep. Yeah.
Also, like the format I went through, that the formatting is terrible. There's literally one of the speech bubbles has the fucking text like go into the outline of the fucking speech bubble.
Yeah, they didn't give a fuck.
It is some of the worst text formatting I had not just in like a manga, like just in any type of comic. This is some of the worst text formatting I have ever fucking seen.
It is worse than like bad fan scanlations. Like it's that fucking bad. There was no editor, there was no actual typesetter. Like
they gave some random intern like Photoshop or like and we're just like just
MS Paint, probably.
Yeah,
like
no,
this could legitimately have been an MS Paint job. Like I'm not even joking. That's how fucking bad this was.
I refuse to believe it's Photoshop. It took me what 15 minutes to do something way more like good with Photoshop afterwards. And I'm like rusty on typesetting. I haven't done it in years.
So because I was like, you know what? No, not like this. I went through and retranslated the whole thing. It's like up on a Google Doc somewhere. It's not an ideal. It's not an ideal place to read that. I'm still trying to find another place I can properly upload this onto, but it's not great. I'm not a fucking like. This was literally the first translation job I have ever fucking done, and there's still like a lot of the dialogue I think still reads kind of robotically. Although that's also because all the conversations in that fucking comic are like formatted wrong.
I love the part where he answers a question that wasn't asked on panel.
It does have me like, the more I went through it, the more I'm like, I'm starting to get worried about this, because just the entire like formatting of that comic was really amateurish, where it was just it's effectively a bunch of people talking to themselves, and I had like no way to make. There's like, again, there's like you mentioned, there's like that interview scene at the end where the interviewer says maybe one thing and it's just the guy talking constantly, and I'm like, I have no way to make this sound good. This is so sloppily written. Which has me like, I'm not gonna doom, but it's like, no, that's a rough note to start out on, I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hate Bandai.
People they're so bad at their
money,
fucking jobs. Give me money, though. Fuck you.
Money.
Yeah, no, Bandai, sponsor us, please.
I want them to pay me to write a Digimon story. I could write a better one than anyone that works. Not anyone, but you know what I mean.
Hey Bandai, pay us and we'll like just officially fix your fucking comic for you. Like, it's not gonna be hard.
That process, that chapter took me like 4 hours, I think, to fix up.
And it'll go a lot smoother, like, well, if you decide to do the proper chapter 1 when that inevitably comes out and is also fucking garbage. If you decide to do that, it'll go a lot smoother because we'll probably have like, is why you were gonna bring in me and Nazo for translation help and me for just, you know, typesetting and like general editing.
Yeah, because I tried like having to translate and typeset that was like made that shit take fucking forever.
Yeah, no, it's much better to just have someone else do the typesetting while you're working on the next translation.
Yeah,
and like, yeah, I can get fancy with stuff because I've done it before, years ago, but I've done it.
Yeah, I would hope that it sucks because like Dreamers had us think, oh, maybe like because it's a comic they'll get actual guys for it, and just no, if new Digimon product isn't an anime or I can't even say a game, fucking Survive was like borderline machine translated. I think maybe one guy looked at that. Yeah. We just have to accept fucking machine translations for Digimon stuff now. It fucking sucks.
Well, let's not say accept.
We do not have to accept that shit.
We expect it. We don't have to accept it.
Yeah.
Make a fucking stink about it.
The machine is uncaring and doesn't listen.
Bamco, if you literally pay me like $100 and I will go through sections of a script and just give it a basic editing pass. It's not hard. Clearly, no one is looking at it. Like, no one is looking at it. They are literally getting the output, putting it into the script. They are not having someone QC it at all. It's that fucking bad.
There were lines in that original Liberator script. Hang on. There was like one that I had. That I pointed out on Twitter that was just like, no one looked at this. There is not a goddamn chance on Earth a like English-speaking human being looked at this fucking line. Or was it just no, it was just the you can choose to fucking put this in or not. Just come the fuck on.
Yeah, here
the fucking the
Comic Sans. Yeah, running into the borders of the bubble, like, come the fuck on, dude.
I think
you can tell this was done in MS Paint because none of the text is rotated.
Oh yeah, no, they didn't bother like rotating it at all to maybe like make it fit a little, but no, they just left it like this. They just fucking left it like that. And it's like, this is your new main Digimon project. You're like releasing like TCG product and shit that coincides with this is your next mainline Digimon project for like a year. How are you treating it like this?
We should probably start talking about the episode soon.
Yeah.
Not to. You're right to be angry. Everyone's right to be angry. We should be angry, but also, we're not an angry podcast. We're a happy podcast.
Well, yeah. I'm angry.
Nobody cares about your opinion.
Okay.
What the fuck? First of all, this is categorically their podcast, so like.
Anyway,
but also, what the fuck?
We do need to actually start. It's been fucking almost half an hour. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm happy.
Yeah, Momo, you are very positive. You're easily the most positive person on here.
I'm happy.
Shut up, Leon.
Oh, I'm not happy anymore.
Episode 16, Submarimon, Escape from the Bottom of the Sea. So, this episode opens up on a shot of Megaseedramon, and would you believe it? Nobody's favorite Digimon.
Come on!
No one's. No, it's not Megaseedramon, Seedramon.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
He did not have Megaseedramon on his list. It was fucking Metal and normal Seedramon.
Oh, it was Metal. You're right. I thought.
Yeah. What about? What about Waruseedramon?
What about Waruseedramon?
He's purple.
He is.
That's great, sweetie. What if it was purple?
So, for whatever reason, this episode starts in media res. It doesn't need to, because it's like a 2-minute flashback at most. It's really bizarre they did this.
Yeah,
They're just already like trapped inside the offshore oil rig. But then it flashes back to not even 2 minutes of episode time where they have a signal for a Digimental, and it's pointing to this random literal offshore, like just an actual offshore oil rig.
No one's even working there.
Yeah. It's
why is there an oil rig in a digital? I mean, like, I guess, you know.
Why is there
all sorts of shit.
Yeah, there's like everything in the digital world. Why is there cities?
The fucking Koch brothers even got into the digital world. God damn it.
Big oil.
Black gold, baby.
And then
so
Iori's like, oh, well, this one has to be mine, so he's very excited.
Yes, he very like enthusiastically runs out and like goes ahead of everyone else to get inside. It cuts to Kaiser, and he's basically like, Wormon's like, oh, hey, it's the Digidestin. And the Kaiser's just like, I don't got fucking time to deal with these kids right now. Megaseedramon, just fucking kill him.
You do what you want.
Yeah.
Do what you want. So Megaseedramon is like, okay, cool, I'm gonna drown them.
Yeah, he basically just
war
starts...
crimes.
Yeah. While they're down there, he starts attacking the oil rig and causes a bunch of leaks, so, like, it starts flooding. And Vmon is just like, hey, Daisuke, I found something called an emergency shutter. And Daisuke's like, hit the button, Vmon.
Oh.
So yeah, they are now safe, but unfortunately they are also trapped at the bottom of the ocean with no way to get out.
Air.
Yeah. To which my note just says, yo, Ever 17. Which nobody is going to fucking understand. That's fine.
It's just most Uchikoshi games, honestly.
Well, specifically the underwater, like trapped in an underwater facility part of it, and yeah, that's it. Very Ever 17.
Iori, have you ever heard of the trolley problem, Dagyaa? What Armadion? Nothing.
Don't worry about it, Dagyaa. Just let me talk to you about Ice 9.
God.
So, like, Iori is like, he feels really fucking bad about it. He's like, oh, if I didn't just run in, this wouldn't have happened. And everyone's like, dude, it don't matter. It's fine.
Yeah.
One of us would have done it either way. Probably Daisuke otherwise, but like one of us would have done it.
Yeah, they while he's having his pity party about, you know, technically being the one that got them all trapped down there, even though it's really not his fault. I believe it's Armadimon and Patamon find a like single person like escape pod sub. And the group unanimously decides that Iori is going to be the one taking it.
But he refuses because he feels bad.
Yes, he staunchly refuses, saying it's his fault, so he shouldn't be the one to go in it, which, sure, kid. So they devise this ingenious plan where Miyako's like, you know what? We'll draw straws for it. And everyone is immediately like, yeah, good idea. We'll draw for it.
And then Daisuke's like, I'll go first.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Daisuke's also like, why don't we just do our rock, paper, scissors? Because he's just...
No.
Or it was one of the two, because both Daisuke and Vmon just do not understand what's going on.
It's so funny.
But Iori immediately, you fucking cheating. You're cheating.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh, and they're just like, yeah, we cheated. Also get
and Daisuke and Vmon are like, no, I can't believe you do this.
Why would you do that? And I think it's
Daisuke's like, did you know they were doing that, Vmon? And Vmon's like, I had no idea.
Yeah.
No. And at that point, fucking, I think Miyako's like, all right, that's it. Takeru, Daisuke, drag him in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they
like,
just
yes, ma'am.
I don't even think she doesn't even say like drag him in there. I think she goes Daisuke, Takeru, and they're like,
yes, ma'am.
And they just, yeah. It's really funny how like in tune the kids are in this episode, like with each other.
It's great. This is another episode that really like exemplifies the like how well this group just kind of gels together, just as like a group of friends. This whole batch of episodes, really. There's a lot in here that does that. It's really nice.
Yeah.
So Iori is shoved into the sub and is upset about it.
We need a Kakumon. Go find Joe.
Yeah, they send him up to the surface. He's out there and he encounters his mother, and his mother's like, "Oh, I have some errands that I need you to run. Could you do it real quick?" And he goes, "Oh no, sorry, I'm busy." And she asks him with what, and he's just like, "I can't tell you."
And his grandpa's just like, "It's fine, just let him go."
Yeah,
he's just gonna lie to you otherwise.
Don't make him lie. It's better to just say nothing than lie.
Mm-hmm. Kind of based, honestly. Unfortunately, the next thing he says is "never tell a lie. Lying is bad," which is not a base thing to say. But you almost had it, old man. You almost had it.
You wouldn't think that's a base thing to say. That's for sure.
Listen. Within the context of the episode, the whole episode it kind of is about sometimes you gotta tell little white lies. That's what I do. I just tell little white lies to people.
Shut the fuck up.
Little white lies like your dad is in the hospital.
Yeah. For the record, that's not something I said.
No, later in the episode.
No. I specifically recall a conversation where Lot called me up on Discord and was like, "Yo, your dad's in the hospital," and I went, "What?"
Yeah, Leon.
How do you know that? Why do you know that before I do?
I called you on Discord to let you know that your dad was in the hospital.
Yeah.
On Discord.
Turn on the news. It doesn't matter which channel.
I call Lot up on Discord. The egg's hatched.
I looked down at the egg I was preparing to make for myself. It shout out to Cheese.
He runs to like the college.
Well, there's one there's one very funny little like interaction that happens. It cuts back to all the group like slowly losing their fucking minds in the oil rig. And Daisuke and Miyako start like getting at each other's throats, and Armani's like, "Stop arguing." They both say, "We're not arguing," and he's like, "Oh, okay, yay,
yay,
yay."
Like, you guys, you don't need to fight. We're not fighting. Okay.
Yay. It's so good.
And everyone's just like, why are you so calm, Armanimon?
He just believes. He believes that Iori will handle it.
Because I don't have any reason to worry. He'll come back.
Yeah.
Dagyaa.
Yeah, I also put, man, the time dilation sure would make this this plot point impossible, huh? It's a good thing they fixed that.
Oh.
Iori would be out in the real world 5 minutes and these kids would be fucking dead.
Iori's like, look, I can run. Oh.
They would be bones by the time he got back.
Yep. Good thing we fixed that at the end of Adventure. We're in a real fucking pickle if we didn't.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Iori finds out Joe is in the middle of taking a test. And the teacher's is like, yeah, no, like, we're not gonna call him while he's taking the test unless it is some kind of emergency, like a family member in the hospital. And Iori's like, oh no, all of my friends are dying, but also my grandpa told me lying was bad. And then I think it hard cuts to Joe running, being like, "Oh God, my dad's in the hospital," and Iori's like, "No, I was fucking lying." Joe, please. Yeah, Iori wound up telling a lie.
And then he's like, "Joe, I'm sorry," and Joe's like, "It's all right.
Yeah. It's fine. We gotta go."
Yeah, more important things are happening. We don't need to worry about you telling a singular fib for now. I believe at this point they actually find the egg. And
because Takeru's like, because while everyone's like starting to like freak out because they're dying, Takeru just starts digging a hole and it's like, what are you doing? Well, I'd rather just actually find the egg we came for while we're here instead of just sitting around panicking.
Yeah.
To Takeru's credit, he's been the only one who's went through like a full fucking show of this already. Like,
yeah, he's
that boy got nerves of steel by now. Like. He had Pinocchimon staring down the barrel of a gun, like, you know, like...
And he was like, oh, you got no fucking friends, loser.
Like he's always kind of been like this. He laughs in the face of death, really.
I'm so glad we get another part like within this set of episodes where Takaru gets to be that kind of character again, because it's probably my favorite like sequence of this entire fucking set of episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they find it, and Armanimon is imagining what kind of thing he's going to evolve into, and
it's like a pretty angel like Digimon.
I think it's it's vaguely Saint Seiya. It might be
Probably.
like that seems to be what the reference is. But yeah, it's a fucking Bishi guy who's like very clearly in like a power armor, and then Daisuke's like, no, I think it'll be more like this. And then he basically imagines Ankylomon, but with Armanimon's face.
Does he know?
Oh my god, spoilers, Daisuke.
That's next session. I think it's next. Well,
it should be next session we get Ankylomon.
Yeah.
I think we get all 3 next session. Because but we might not.
Yeah,
get
we'll get to that.
We might not get
to that.
Actually,
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
No, I think we do actually.
Okay. So yeah, and then Miyako and Hikaru whisper to each other about what they think it's gonna be, and they just start giggling to themselves, and we never know what they said.
And then Armanimon just starts laughing too.
Yeah.
Like they're laughing at him, and he just starts laughing.
Armanimon is so fucking good this episode.
Armanimon is so autism.
Yeah.
He's just a baby, Leon.
I think he's just a baby. Yeah.
Leon looking at his infant child. You're so autistic.
Okay, but real talk.
Oh my god!
Come on.
Did you forget that I work with kids?
Have you looked at children at your job and been like, "Oh yeah, you're very autistic coded. You should get it looked at."
Not like to their faces. But in my head, I go, "Oh, honey."
Jesus Christ. Anyway, Waymon's here.
Yo, Waymon, he's back. He's alive.
Ikakumon shows up first. And then immediately starts getting owned by Megaseedron, but then fucking Waymon shows up and busts through the goddamn wall.
That's the first time we've seen him since he fucking died.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like we knew he would come. Like we knew he would come back, but it's like no, that's the first time we've seen. Like yeah, he got back.
There's a little line.
Comment on that?
There's a little bit with the Kakumon where he's like, I beat this guy no problem as Zudomon, but I don't know if I can handle it like this.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think they comment on the fact that Waymon's back. They're just like, yeah, we grab Waymon.
Yeah, they like he just mentions that he had Tentomon go out and look for Waymon. Waymon got back to his perfect stage pretty fucking quick, huh? Or adult.
Don't worry about it.
Still not sure if at this point they'd worked out whether or not Waymon was adult or perfect yet.
The answer is both.
It's true. So yeah, they all get in his mouth, and since Iori is finally back, he
get the egg first, Iori.
get the egg, and he's like, I don't want the egg, I don't deserve it. And Joe is like, Iori, listen, like, I swear to fucking God, it's okay to lie sometimes. Pick up the egg.
You didn't do anything wrong. If you didn't lie, we'd all be dead.
Yeah, it's just like.
And I'm not mad. I am not mad that you made me leave the test.
Like, I get it, Iori. You are so unbelievably just like steadfast in your belief about this kind of thing. You saved multiple lives by doing this. It's chill. I will talk to your grandpa if I have to.
I'd say besides like Taichi and Daisuke, probably the most solid like OG series. Like okay, but also like the brothers and the sisters, like obviously. Yeah. But I'd say like surprisingly the most like solid like new generation to old generation relationship is Joe and Iori.
Anytime Joe and Iori are together, it's really good.
Yeah, 100%. I would definitely agree. Like as fun as Mimi and Miyako are together, like. It's really just like two fun characters. There's not really like that. They kind of tried to make them have a similar character trait, and then just kind of dropped it for no reason.
Like yeah, like they kind of like they did the ways we're like each other, and they're like, oh, we'd rather just have them do funny shenanigans.
Yeah,
and you know what?
Yeah,
I get it. Those shenanigans are quite funny.
They are indeed quite funny. Yeah, so we get Sabarimon. So yeah, Armadimon turns into a submarine.
Kind of fucked up. He's just got that thing on his head.
Yeah, Iori just like climbs on inside, and he's just like
He's got like a cockpit.
Yeah.
Did the controls do anything? Because Marimon's still a fully like autonomous creature.
I think they're just there to hold you in place.
Probably.
But Mechanorimon is an armored Digimon, and the controls do something there, so they have to do something.
Mechanori's not an armored Digimon.
Mechanorimon.
No, but like you could pilot it though. Is the thing.
Yeah, but he's a machine. So Marimon's not a machine.
So Marimon's organic, as far as we know. Mechanorimon probably isn't.
There was a Mechanorimon card they released, the D-Police one that's an armor.
There's a little Comanchemon in it.
Yeah, it has armor purge, but it's not an armor.
Like it's not an actual armor evolution. Like it doesn't use a Digimental.
But it's like the same concept.
No, it's not!
No, it's not! It's a very important classification!
The concept of riding the Digimon that has controls!
Yes, but that's a mechanical Digimon. Submarimon is, as I stated before, entirely biological. It's just fucked up. He has a bunch of controls in his skull that maybe do something. Anyway, let's not get into the ecology of this right now.
Yeah.
So the combined front of Ikakumon and Submarimon kill Mega Siege, or don't kill it, but they pop the ring on it. It's nothing too crazy.
There's a cool little fight. They're like fucking leading him around.
Ikakumon distracts him, and then Submarimon hits him with the oxygen. What's it called? Oxygen homing, and then stabs the ring with his weird narwhal nose thing, and
yeah, he's like a swordfish.
Yeah. So yeah, they managed to do that. Also, Bolero starts playing.
Yeah, they play that again.
Yeah, fucking Bolero.
And then there's the cute little bit where Submarimon takes Iori around the ocean and they're just basking. Yeah. They're just he is mesmerized by the beauty of the world.
Yeah, I really like the line, the ocean is so wide. I just really like that.
I think there's even a point where Iori's like, shouldn't we like go back with the others? And Submarimon's like, no, fuck off. We're doing this.
Yeah.
Give him some peace of mind, I think. Like
he's very chill and laid back. He still says Dagyaa though.
Yeah.
I mean,
also,
if I was that laid back, I'd start saying Dagyaa.
There's also a funny little scene where a bunch of turtles swim by.
Oh yeah,
and on like the last
real ass turtles.
Just real ass turtles and fish. By the way, don't. I got a real those early episodes of Pokemon where they clearly haven't figured out the world yet, and there's just animals in some episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I got a real vibe of that where it's like, why the fuck is anyway? Yeah, Gomamon's on one of the turtles having the fucking time of his life. Good for him, honestly.
Glad he's chilling with it. Yeah, so that was episode 16, which I'll move straight into SHIN Dub Zone episode 16, 20,000 Digi-Leagues Under the Sea.
That's a reference.
It sure is. At least that's a book kids may have read. So, name changes. Submarimon stays the same. It's just, they pronounce it like Submarimon, kind of.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
That's how you say that in English, so...
Yeah. Oxygen homing has been changed to oxygen torpedo, and submarine attack was kept the same. Aqua Vulcan was not actually said out loud, so I don't know if they changed the name of that attack or they're just leaving it as something else. The noises Mega Seadramon makes in English are hilarious. He starts the episode out by going, yeah, yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I swear to God, the sound clip in the Japanese version that they use for Mega Sea, I swear that's just the old Bowser roars.
Oh my God.
I swear he makes that noise in Mario Kart DS.
So, when Cody is rushing into the oil rig, he's just very excited to look for the Digi-Egg. He is not assuming it is his. Which is a weird change. I don't know why they bothered. And also, so because they made that change, the reason he's so down is because he's scared. He is apparently afraid of the ocean.
Okay.
That in the dub, like, it's not because he's blaming himself for technically getting everyone trapped. He is afraid of the ocean. That is the reason he is like this. Really bizarre. When they're talking about the straws, Yuli says, we'll draw straws. That sounds fair. And Davis chimes in with, not for me. I'm no good at drawing. Kid is so fucking stupid. For whatever reason, Gatomon insists that everyone, including the Digimon, draw straws during this portion instead of the exact opposite, which is what she does in the original version. Because there'd be no reason for the Digimon to draw straws here.
I swear someone says, like, oh, I want to take part 2.
Yeah, I think it's either Vmon or someone else is like, oh yeah, the Digimon should take part 2, and Tailmon's just like, no, there's no reason to, like, we can't go back. The racist grandpa still racist.
Oh.
Still got that really, really not okay accent. I don't even know why I wrote down that joke. It's bad. I'm not gonna read it. Samarimon talks in a really bizarre way. It's almost like Shatner-esque, like Kirk Shatner, where he's like, he goes like, "Come on, Cody, hop in." It's like he has this weird inflection in the way he talks, and I can't place it. He's not on the list of like references or anything, so I don't know. It's just a bizarre choice.
I wouldn't be surprised if he just stops doing that afterwards.
Would not be shocked at all. During the ending sequence where Ken is having a bit of an angry little hissy fit, Wormmon's like, normally you would have smashed something by now, like me. Implying, because Ken kicks him very often. And then at the end, when Samarimon is just kind of like taking Cody on the ocean tour, he talks about how the ocean isn't actually all that scary. Like, this is supposed to be the lesson for this episode.
So,
don't be afraid of drowning in an oil rig.
Just really fucking weird.
Just the lesson. I don't know. Water not that scary. Grow up, kid.
Yeah, that's really it. Like, he's just like, yeah, see, the ocean's not scary. Look how cool it is. And Cody's like, yeah, you're right. The ocean is cool. And then the fucking episode ends. Truly bizarre. But we can move straight into episode 17, Odaiba Memorial Day. This episode's weird.
It's like,
yeah,
okay, it's not. Nothing happens.
I feel like the concept for this episode should have like made something a lot stronger than what this turned out to be, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because like it kind of feels like the episode spins its wheels for 20 minutes, and then the last 2 minutes is when like the actual like important part happens.
Yeah,
because like even the little vignettes that with all the old kids like aren't particularly interesting this episode. And, like the only one I was just like, oh, this is really nice was Yamato and Takaru talking.
Yeah, like but it like starts with them being like, oh yeah, we can't like it was like after they had just taken out like another dark tower, I think, and they're like, oh yeah, we can't use the computer room for quite a while because it's like summer break and it's like being used for a computer class for like a lower grade or something.
Yeah. They're just like, oh man, what are we gonna do? And they mentioned meeting up like the next day, and Hikari's like, no can do. Me and Takaru have plans. Daisuke is just
like, oh god, no, it's a date. It's over for me.
Daisuke is on such like intense levels of it's over at all times. It's so funny.
It's so good. And Takaru's like, Hikari's like, no, it's not a date. It's a special, like it's a thing we do every year. And Takaru shows Daisuke the fucking notebook that just says 8-1, and he's just like, what does 1/8 have to do with this? And Takaru is just like,
it's a calendar.
Yeah, he's like, first of all, this is a date. Also, if it was a fraction, it would be 8 once. Are you an idiot?
And Daisuke's like, stop making fun of me. I'm bad at math.
Not just bad, fucking atrocious.
He's so
What
stupid.
an idiot.
He's so fucking stupid. Yeah, they all decide to join in because, you know, why not? They're the new Digidestin. They should probably find out about this stuff. God forbid Hikari and Takaru tell them fucking anything.
They continue not to tell them anything.
They sure do. So, you know, that they all meet up on Odaiba Day, which you know, within the fandom has of course become a holiday as well. Very important. Happy Odaiba Day. That's literally why this podcast started on Odaiba Day and why it airs on Tuesdays. Is literally because of that.
That's
Yeah. No, I specifically had us do the first session, like kind of rushed our first session a little bit because I wanted the first episode to come out on Odaiba Day because I realized it lined up. And that's why it comes out on Tuesdays, because it just happened to fall on a Tuesday.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
Never knew that.
So, they meet up with the OG crew. They all have their casual outfits. Mimi's just very cute. She has her hat again. Very important.
Also,
like
back
suddenly,
also casually back from America, I guess.
Yeah.
Just suddenly new Mimi design.
It's great. I'm not fucking complaining. She undyed her hair too, because it's no longer pink. It's back to the natural brown.
It's like, how'd you do that?
How'd you do that? That's not how hair works.
It may have been a couple months at this point. Like, maybe she just re-dyed it. Like, her hair is gonna be fucking destroyed. But
The
fucking Ramona Flowers.
Wasn't the Shurimon episode like 4 episodes ago? Like,
I'm sure it's been months. It's probably been like 2 weeks.
It's like I was about to say, like it's been months. The Digimon Emperor has not been moving at all. Then,
so they're all like kind of gathered around under a tree having a picnic, and they're telling like stories of the time, like their original adventures, and the new crew is like, "Wow, that's so neat. That's so interesting." Wish I could have been there for that.
I feel like this scene should have been like more than it was, if that makes sense.
This feels like it should have had more gravitas, and it just didn't.
It's just like they gathered under their tree. They told the stories. We don't really get a proper reaction to any of said stories. They're just like, wow. And then move on. And it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm nitpicking. I feel like this should have been so much more, like, important.
Yeah, like, you name an episode Odaiba Memorial Day, and you kind of assume it's gonna be, like, a pretty heartfelt episode, but really the only, like, really scene that hit that level for me was the one that happens next, where, Yamato, you know, takes Takaru back to where him and his dad are living, because Takaru's like, "Oh, yeah, it's been a while since I was here," and he looks around, and Yamato's like, "Yeah, this is a dude's house. We're dudes. It's messy. I'm sorry."
And like, let me clean that up for you. It's like, don't you fucking put that down right now.
Yeah. Which is really funny, because after, like, Takaru immediately, like, begins cleaning up, Yamato's like, "Man, I used to kind of assume Mom just did everything for you, and now I feel kind of bad about that."
It's like, whatever, whatever, I'm gonna cook some for you. It's not much, but it's gonna be special.
Yeah, and I'm gonna prepare a special meal for the little bro. Hard cut to him dying and drinking water. Because he apparently gave him, like, the spiciest fucking curry he's ever had in his life. Just totally fucking
like,
with him for no reason.
It's like, is this what Dad likes?
Oh, no, not at all.
Yeah, he's just fucking with him.
I quite like Yamato in Adventure, but in Zero 2, he's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
I actually think I like him more here than I do in the original show. You can tell that he is, like, mellowed the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. And he gets some really funny moments in the very last episode of the
Yes, he does. So, for whatever reason, Yamato decides to compare himself and his younger brother to Orihime and Hikoboshi, which I don't think is a comparison you want to make with your direct blood-related sibling.
Also, I don't know if anyone else watched these subs, But the subs I watched had a TL note for this that was just a Wikipedia link.
I did not see those versions.
I might have been there. I wasn't paying attention.
Hang on, I'll go back and grab it real quick.
So, for those unaware, Orihime and Hikoboshi are the main characters of the, I don't remember what the actual story is called, but it's a Japanese folklore story. It's what Tanabata is based off of. The star-crossed lovers, etc., etc. Which is why it's weird for Yamato to make the comparison for him and his brother.
I get where, like, the comparison comes from, like, on face value.
Yeah.
It's literally just, you only get to see each other so often.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, even Takura goes, that's a weird comparison to make.
fucking freak.
Okay, I got it here. As soon as Discord feels like uploading that, there we go. That is just fucking. It's just like, yeah, no, it's fucking Wikipedia. Just look at the fucking Wikipedia. Here you go. Fuck you. We're not telling you.
There you go. Translate. Note. enwikipedia.org.
I like that they don't even note like Orihime or Hikoboshi. They're just like one is good.
So their dad gets home and he is clearly like exhausted.
Out of it.
Yeah, and it's because of all the fucking ghosts. So the TV station that his dad works at is being haunted by ghosts. It's been a thing throughout the episode. It's just kind of non-consequential so far, so we weren't mentioning.
Yeah, they got that fucking director guy who recites sutras or in like a TV station, working on like editing some stuff.
Yeah, there's a specific show that like it's his directorial debut, and the footage is basically unusable because there's this weird familiarly shaped shadow that keeps like going across the footage, and it's like different every time, so they can't figure out what's wrong with it, and then it turns out it's happening to all the other footage at the station as well, and it's causing a bunch of issues. But yeah, it literally like doesn't matter until the last 2 minutes. But yeah, there's ghosts. The TV station's haunted.
Spooky.
Yeah, his dad is just like, yeah, here's my MP3 player that I have playing sutras because it apparently wards off ghosts because they fucking brought back the sutra shit.
Joe's influence cannot be ignored.
His dad eats some of the leftover curry. Yamato specifically does not tell him what the curry's like. Yeah. Screams bloody murder. The fucking sutras guy is like playing like brings in a fucking boombox into the room where they're doing the editing.
Like your fucking sutras again.
And he's like, that sound, it's not coming from the sutras.
And it's like just like this moaning.
Yeah. I literally have an episode, or I have a note that's just, this episode is so weird. But then it like cuts again to like the next day, and everyone's just like walking around. They visit Tokyo Tower, which Death Meramon fucking destroyed.
He's just like, oh, thank God, it looks normal again.
Yeah, like, oh, thank God, Tokyo's Tower is back. Yamato and Takura are walking around in Shibuya, and they remember the boys. Those
Shibuya boys.
Rest in fucking peace.
White boy summer lost the real one.
So then we have Iori, Koshiro, Taichi, Hikari, and Daisuke all like hanging out in Taichi's room. And there was something I just felt the need to point out because I just like it as a visual detail. There's a lot of personality in how everyone is like choosing to sit in their little circle in Taichi's room that I thought was really nice. Like Taichi's on the chair backwards, like hanging over the back of it. Iori is sitting perfectly Seiza, like on the floor. Koshiro is sitting more casually, but then when he starts talking tech, he goes into the Seiza position. And then Hikari is hanging out on the bed, and Daisuke is, of course, right next to Hikari.
Yeah.
Koshiro has realized the D3s are actually what opens the digital gates, not the PC in the computer lab itself. So he theorizes they should be able to open them from possibly any PC, and maybe even just fucking anywhere, which would be really helpful for them.
I'm kind of just like surprised they didn't like think or test this one out before, honestly.
Yeah, it is kind of odd. I mean, like, I can understand them just, like, because the first one showed up in the computer lab and one, like, didn't show up anywhere else except for that one weird time one showed up in America.
I think he literally says, like, I never really had the chance to test this out.
Mm-hmm. And they were just working on the assumption that the D3 were the keys, not the one actually, like, creating the digital gates.
No, I get it. It's just like, yeah, it's the line where he's like, I didn't get the test to tell you. I was like, okay, I guess that like kind of saves it. I was just like I remember like watching that bit. I'm like, kind of shocked we had to wait this long to be like, yeah, maybe we can test this out elsewhere. IDK.
And then when they mentioned that, Taichi is just like, man, I wish we knew this on the first. We could have gone to the digital world for Odaiba Memorial Day. And Kojiro's like, whoopsie.
My bad.
My bad.
My bad.
And so they mentioned, like, Daisuke's immediately just like, well, let's go now. Let's test it. So they open a gate, and he's about to go in. And then Taichi's like, no. My mom just got home. We can't,
all
let her
our
know.
shoes are right there.
And, like, on one hand, I was like, okay, yeah, like, you shouldn't, like, just go without telling her. But also, you could tell, like, she knows. You can just tell her you're going. Like, they know.
That is like, okay, I kind of get it for the 0-2 kids, maybe. Because those are, like, like...
I mean, I don't think they. I mean, maybe I missed something, but I don't think they know they're going back. I think their parents just all assume that shit's all over.
I guess so, and like I guess they would be like, it's too dangerous to go back and all that kind of stuff. But it struck me as odd that Tai's just like, no, she can't know. I was like, bro, she saw you do this before.
She saw you fight fucking Apocalypse. Like, I mean, like,
Like, I get it, but it feels like that could have been handled a little, like, maybe just, like, one extra line of explanation, but yeah. It's nothing, it's just a nitpick at this point, but I just thought
it's, like, nothing damning, just like, huh.
Yeah. So, they all decide to go, I forget who contacts them, but they all wind up going to the TV station to investigate the whole ghost issue. And Tailmon pretty much immediately reacts to, like, the presence of the ghost, which basically more or less just confirms, oh, it's Wizardmon. Because, like, the silhouette had, like, the hat and everything.
Like,
so
I was going to say, like, that big pointy-headed ghost.
Yeah. It was very obvious from the start, but yeah, she immediately, like, recognizes, like, or, like, reacts to the presence of it, and it's like, okay, yeah. So, they go in, and, fucking Vmon, Armadimon, and Hawkmon immediately square up, getting ready to fight the ghost if they need to.
Digimon.
They do, like, the whole Digivolution sequence and everything because we really had to fill that minute in,
But yeah, as it turns out, the ghost is in fact Wizardmon. Now you would think this would be a really touching reunion, which it kind of is, but more importantly, he spouts prophecy bullshit at them for some reason.
I remember watching that bit, and just the entire time, like, they kind of just try to sell this to you as emotional because Tailmon is, like, reacting to it, even though he barely actually talks to Tailmon, which feels weird, but whatever. But the entire time, I just, like, the entire scene, I'm just thinking, how do you know that?
Yeah, they don't... He just kind of tells them that the kindness will awaken the golden radiance or something along that line. Like, you need to save the one like poisoned by darkness, which is obviously Ken. And that kindness will awaken the golden radiance. Which,
bro, how do you know that? You've been bumming around as a ghost in the human world for like 3 years.
It's
Wizardmon
really...
be knowing.
he be looking at shit.
This is also called the movie just got done. We want to put things in from the movie. How do we break this into our show?
Yeah. Why they didn't just bring back Genai, I don't know.
Yeah, this would have been this is Genai's thing. If he said it, I would have been like, yeah, okay, sure, of course he does.
Mm-hmm.
But no, the ghost of Wizardmon.
And then he fades away. He's done.
He
He tries to like grab Tailmon's hand, and it just goes right through, and he's like, "Oh."
And then he like floats backwards, A posing as he eventually fades away.
Like, yeah. Very weird episode. Really weird episode. Not like bad, just bizarre.
Basically, the only stuff I can say I particularly liked is like the stuff of Takaru and Yamato. Like, I even kind of liked thinking about it. It's like, oh, they like specifically went back to Shibuya to like because of Gotsumon and Popmon, you know, like that scene and like the dinner scene like is really nice. But other than that, I just don't think this was very good.
Yeah, it was fine. I just remember while watching it, I was just like really puzzled, but it's fine because basically the rest of this set is all gas.
Yeah.
To me, this episode, like, it was okay in the sense that it wasn't like horribly atrociously bad like certain episodes are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it was more just like I guess disappointing because it's like I like the premise seemed really exciting, and then I remember, wait, yeah, this is just a plain exposition episode. Actually, fuck.
Oh well,
happens.
Yeah, can't win them all. Moving into Shin Dub Zone episode 17, Ghost of a Chance.
I'm sure this will be really funny.
Oh yeah. So, the reason they can't use the computer club is because it is being used for detention, not a lower grade. And one point, TK says, "Yeah, you don't want to talk to those bad kids from detention." And Davis blurts out, "Hey, we're not all bad," which was pretty cute.
Yeah.
The fractions joke is somehow left mostly untouched. He looks at the date and the thing, and he's like, "Man, what do fractions have to do with you going out together?" And T is like, "It's a date, Davis." like a day. At one point, Cody says, "I'm worried we can't live up to the achievements of the original kids," and I just started laughing.
We peaked in fucking elementary, bro.
I'm worried we can't live up to the feats of the original. Oh wait, hang on. Scratches out everyone's but Taichi Yamato's and Koshiro's name.
There we go.
There we go. Those three specifically. Rest of y'all were kind of bums, not gonna lie.
The entire part with like TK and Matt is just kind of like nothing. Like they removed any of like the cute dialogue, and it's mostly just replaced with jokes, of course. God. So you know how at first in the sub he says like, there are two dudes living here. Obviously, there's going to be a bit of a mess. In the dub he does the same thing, but it pissed me off the way he said it. I don't know why. It just felt less like genuine the way that the dub like handles him talking about it. Also, like they mentioned like, "Oh yeah, we haven't gone grocery shopping in a little while. I'll see what's not expired in the fridge." I think that was it. Like they kept doing it. Like every line out of Matt's mouth was something about how, "Oh man, us guys, am I right? We're such fucking slobs, am I right?" They seemingly make it like they imply like Matt's not a particularly good cook. He's just like, "Yeah, I'll whip something together with like whatever I can find." He's like, "Yeah, I made this with jalapenos, wasabi, and some meat that had green fuzz on it." I'm just like, "God, you're so funny. You're so funny. Oh my god."
Oh, it's just kind of gross.
Yeah, it just sucks. Yeah, it's not spicy anymore. It's just disgusting. Apparently, the meal. The sutras that their dad is listening to has been replaced by soothing recordings of buffaloes migrating. And then his dad...
Listen, I was expecting an inexplicable recording of Bakuman lose your power, Bakuman lose your power, Bakuman lose your power. So, honestly, better than I was expecting there, really.
Okay, I'll be fair, I probably would have laughed at that too.
His dad proceeds to put on the headphones and go, "I'm a happy little buffalo." And it fucking killed me. And then, Matt does the thing where he like kind of storms off a little bit, like not storms off, but he leaves, and TK's like, I guess someone's not a happy little buffalo.
Fuck off! Shut the fuck up!
Not a happy little buffalo.
I hate to admit that made me laugh. The part where he brings out the boombox, the sutras, obviously because it's not sutras anymore. Instead, they're replaced by him saying the soundtrack to the thing your guys are editing is weird, which works. That's fine. Pretty good replacement considering what they had to work with here. When they mentioned that Tokyo Tower got destroyed, Yoli says, "Why couldn't he destroy my dentist's office instead?"
Sure.
Like, okay. For whatever reason, the thing that popped into my head was like, I wish I could turn into Bowser and kill my bus driver. At one point,
about that.
So yeah, Gatomon just doesn't know what's going on until Wizardmon actually shows up. There's none of the implications she understands. At one point, Davis says he doesn't stand a ghost of a chance, and I started clapping.
Oh my god!
Everyone
clapped. Oh my god!
He said it! And then when Wizardmon's talking about the prophecy, Yoli says, I hope that doesn't mean we have to be nice to Ken. And I was like, Yoli, what the fuck? What's your fucking problem?
Is it your whole thing? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, but he's a bad guy now, so it's fine. Yoli's like the exact opposite of if evil, why hot. She like believes in the exact opposite of that. If hot, why
she
evil.
really doesn't She really doesn't fucking get it. God damn.
Right?
Actually,
that
like horrific taste.
Yeah, that was it. I've started like noting down very like much fewer actual dub notes because I'm just like nobody cares. I don't care. I'm doing this purely for the sake of knowing the differences. All right, so we can move straight. Or yeah, you know what? Let's do Momo's Digimon of the week. Actually.
Okay, so I was struggling to think of a Digimon this week. So I was like, what if I could make like my own Digimon, right? What if I had like the head of Kabuterimon?
Okay, I'm following so far.
The legs, and the legs, and the leg, like the legs of Garurumon, so he's really fast.
Okay,
hang on.
And then, and he had like the wings of Angemon, and maybe Airdramon too, so he can fly really good.
Ooh,
okay,
sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm following so far.
Okay, so like, Greymon's really strong, so he has like the body of Greymon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen this before.
He's got like so he needs to like attack really good. So give him like the arms of like Skull Greymon and Kuwagamon.
Okay.
Yeah,
and maybe be really spicy. Throw in Devimon too.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
We're getting okay.
We've been here.
And what if he had Metal Greymon's hair?
No.
Solid choice. No, I agree with that. Okay, so Momo, while you were talking, I made a quick sketch of your Digimon.
Some kind of chimera. I was thinking of calling him a bit plain, but I was thinking like Chimeramon.
I think that'll really go over.
Now you could think I could think of a bunch of crazy moves this thing could do.
Mm-hmm.
But I think so what if he shot laser beams?
That's pretty fucking sick. You can't really go wrong with that. What else does he do?
It's like the next couple episodes, right?
He shoots laser beams.
Okay, we're just sticking with that. All right, keeping it simple. Okay.
What's wrong, Bridget?
I'm getting like a sense of we've been here, right? Like it's like the next couple of episodes, right?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
He's like the final boss of this session. What?
No, what are you talking about? I made Chimeramon.
Yeah, like I did this art that's on screen right now. Like I drew this while Momo was talking because like I was so inspired.
That is plainly Kenji Watanabe art.
What if it had what? Why would they include the hair of Metal Greymon? That just doesn't make any sense.
Oh yeah.
That was a very inspired choice. I don't think the creators of Digimon would do this.
Oh yeah, one little detail right there. You threw in Monochromon's tail as well. Nice touch.
Yeah, I feel like it needs a little more balance.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. It's pretty like a pretty hefty. Can I have a comment. I think you maybe went too far with the Devimon arms.
Why? What could possibly go wrong?
I think you went too far.
This is a Alright, John,
Like,
fuck
the rest
this.
of it is fine, but like I don't know. I think you went too far.
I will not suffer for the consequences of my actions.
Okay.
Yeah, this will not in any way come back to bite Momo in the ass, but that's fine. We can start talking about episode 18. Track down the Kaiser's base.
Oh yeah.
So the first thing that
What do
happens.
they do in this one?
What was that? Oh, so you'll be shocked to know the group they track down the Kaiser's base.
No way.
It's crazy. The first thing that happens in the episode is Iori like dies. They're climbing a cliff and he just fucking eats shit. But anyway, they get to the top of a little mountain. It's him and Koshiro. I believe the group split up to like search different areas because they're looking for.
They're like, all right, it's time to fucking find this guy.
Yeah, everyone's locking in. So they get to the top of a little mountain, and there are spires fucking everywhere. There are so many dark spires. And then they also notice a particularly like odd shaped rock that seemingly has like a bunch of windows and doors on it, and they just kind of are just like, oh, hey, that's probably the Kaiser's base, huh?
Did anyone else keep looking at the Kaiser's base and thinking, why does it look like a toilet?
A little bit, yeah.
I didn't think it, but like I get why you did.
Yeah, it's a very interesting shape.
The turlet.
Doesn't seem like a very aerodynamic design, to be quite honest with you, but you know.
Yeah.
Well, clearly he doesn't care about being aerodynamic. He does what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's the Kaiser, baby.
I'm the Kaiser, baby.
His famous catchphrase.
Yeah, he always says that, you know.
And then he whips the worm on his head.
I liked it when he Kaisered all over the place.
So fucking like they see a Dagyaagimon that starts attacking them, and so we get Digimon as a fight, and like it cuts to like Dagyaagimon flying toward Digimon, and he just slams into him, and they both explode. It's just a really funny like framing for how that happened.
Dagyaa.
The
Kaiser has upgraded to a DigiVerse. He is no longer riding around on Airdramon. He now has a DigiVerse that he rides around on.
Well, damn. Wonder what happened to the Airdramon.
Probably nothing too important. I wouldn't worry about it that much. Yeah, what's up, Bridget?
What do you mean they got him?
Yeah, they got him.
It was a shame. He used to take me on rides on his back, and they got him.
What does that mean? What do you mean they got him?
Nice guy.
Yeah, you know.
Fuck this lot. I'm out.
Why are we doing a bit from the fucking TED TV show?
Because it's really funny.
I know, but still.
Anyway, the Kaiser runs up to fucking Koshiro and Iori, and his basically just like, oh, hey guys, what are you doing here? Just like, he's so casual with it. Like, he's not intimidating or anything. He's just like, oh, hey, how's it going?
He's in a good mood today.
Yeah. Chilling, hanging out. I'm suddenly remembering we have 6 episodes to cover, and I'm just like, oh fuck, we gotta get moving. So he stops Tentomon from digivolving mid-sequence, which is fucking cheating, by the way.
Blast! Digivice blast!
Blast Digivolve?
Die. No. It's funny, he when everyone's back, like they mention like all the places they've like surveyed, and they notice there's the very specific like trail of black spires that's been left. Which doesn't actually mean anything in the end. I don't think they even use that to track down the base. They just kind of notice that it's happening.
It's just like, oh, he's been on the move.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, Koshiro and Iori are like, oh yeah, by the way, we found the base, so they all go back to the Well, no, Daisuke says they should immediately go back and assault them, and Takeru's like, no, that's stupid, and Daisuke's like, yeah, you're right, that's actually
Yeah, but
stupid.
I want to though.
Yeah. So they decide that the best course of action, because this is going to take multiple days, and they can't just be gone for multiple days, is they're going to say they're all going camping together, and then in order to provide an actual cover, Taichi, Yamato, and Koshiro
are all gonna go actually camping.
Well, yeah, we'll all actually go camping. So that if anyone calls, they could just be like, yep, we're having a great time over here. Then Koshiro's mom gets home, and when she opens the door, they've all decided to pose in interesting ways for some reason. Like, Koshiro's holding every single Digimon like they're plushes. Taichi and Yamato are handing a fucking globe to each other. Iori,
like, I think Daisuke and Hikari are like dancing.
Yeah, they're like mid tango. And then Miyako and Yamato, or no, Miyako and fuck, who the hell's the Miyako and Takaru are like arm wrestling, and Iori is reffing for them. And she asks what's going on. And like, oh yeah, we're going camping, and she brings up the idea of a chaperone, and Yamato's like, yeah, my dad's the chaperone, and Taichi's like, is he good with that? And Yamato's like, he is now.
So funny. I love that Yamato knows that his dad is enough of a pushover that he will just accept
say yes to this. So it then immediately cuts to them like having a small family dinner where Yamato's like, yeah, no, you're taking us camping, by the way. And his dad's like, man, what the fuck?
And it's like, you got some time off, right?
And then Takeru's like, oh yeah, Dad, didn't you also get like a bonus from work recently? And his dad's like, what the fuck do you mean you want a computer?
Also, that motherfucker's there.
Yes, in the background of the shot of them eating, that motherfucker Gachapin is eating at the table behind them.
That idealist piece of shit.
Fuck that guy.
Give me
10 rolls.
Give me fucking Gachapin Frenzy. Both times I get the fucking crown. Go fuck yourself, you piece of shit lizard.
Oh, you're about to fill up the bar? Joke's on you. You landed on the frenzy space. Fuck you.
Speaking of, I should do my roulette.
Don't do your rolls mid-podcast.
I knew you would say that, too.
Of course I'm gonna fucking say that. Anyway. So Miyako is having a lot of self-doubt over whether or not she's actually, like, ready for this, because, like, part of her character, believe it or not, is that she's not super into the idea of fighting. They hardly ever bring it up, so I can't blame people for forgetting about this.
Like, it feels like they can't settle on a trait for Miyako to have.
Yeah. Because
it was like her whole thing before was the fucking like, oh, I'm very shallow or something, like, but I need to work on that. And now it's like, well, I don't like fighting, and it's like this wasn't particularly established about you earlier.
It was established in episode 2 when Sora tells her she's similar to Mimi instead of telling her she's similar to Sora.
That's just someone telling you that this character has a trait. It's not actively shown. Like,
yeah, Miyako sure is a character that they have written. But yeah, so she goes to bed, like, trying to, like, hype herself up. And the next morning, she is, super hyped up.
Like, I like when Poro was like, it'll be fine. Just go to fucking bed.
I'm just like, would you shut up? Sleep. So yeah, Miyako's, like, sitting there shadow boxing and shit. She's clearly, like, insanely hyped up. And, like, obviously she's faking it, like, obviously. She's basically tricked herself into being super ready to kill the Digimon Kaiser and all that.
I'm going to kill Kenichi Joji.
So as they're getting ready to, as the older kids are getting ready to leave for their camping trip, because Daisuke happened to let slip that he was going camping, so now his sister knows, and his sister also knows that Yamato is going. So while they are getting ready to leave, she comes out and is like, oh yeah, I'm coming too. And everyone is like, Yamato, do something about this. So
Go on, Yamato. Deal with it.
He goes out and it's just like, hey, June, really cool you want to go camping with us. You know what? I've got something for you, actually. I need you to close your eyes, turn around, and count to 10.
To 10.
And then,
he just runs back to the car.
He runs back to the car and he's like, Dad, floor it, floor it.
I was like, are you sure that's okay? Yeah, it's fine, go.
He's such a fucking dickhead. Because, like, the car, like, slowly starts creeping forward and then peels out. It's so fucking funny.
Also, the fucking faces,
yeah.
Taichi and Koshiro make while this is going on. Like, anytime this happens, they are having the fucking time of their lives.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's almost like these three adventure kids are the ones who have probably done the most with each other after the events of adventure and hang out and are friends and also continue get to be in the show, unlike the other ones.
I mean, it's really like... It really is, and it continues to be like this. It really is like Joe, Mimi, and Sora who just kind of keep getting the short end every single time.
Every time.
Especially in post-adventure content.
It's so bad. And especially Sora. Like, Joe and Mimi at least get episodes dedicated to them. Sora ain't got shit.
So, Joe and Mimi have, like, at least a dynamic with, like, a member of the 02 cast that's, like, that works and is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Sora, well, you got that one really good episode. You're gonna have to carry that one under your fucking back for the rest of the post-adventure shit.
God. Yeah, so, they come back to the digital world. Miyako is fucking schmoovin'.
She's like scuttling around like a fucking bug.
It's really funny. She is like basically just completely off her fucking rocker. She is incredibly hyperactive, incredibly gung-ho. And basically everyone is like, can you like calm the fuck down? Also the base is no longer there. There's just a giant hole where the base was. And so she immediately is like just like, oh, the base must be flying. So she grabs onto the pole, and as Momo said, she scuttles up like a fucking bug. And then, like, while she's up there, God, I forget what happens exactly. I think she's like, oh, I'll go investigate the crater now, and she starts like running down into the crater. And while she's down there, a random Dagyaagimon shows up.
That motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Or she's rappelling into the crater, rather.
Yeah,
she's on the rope.
Yeah, she's already busted at the rope, but I was just like, where we're just at over the other side, just like, we should probably go take a look.
So Dagyaagimon attacks, and Hawkmon takes the blow for her, and it clearly fucks him up pretty bad. Then we get so Flamedramon steps in to like kill the Dagyaagimon.
He fucking obliterates this Dagyaagimon.
Yeah, they gave a little bit of extra animation budget to specifically Flamedramon killing this Dagyaagimon. Because like he does the little like the dive with his little spin, like looks really nice and smooth, and then him doing the fire rocket that just obliterates the entire like crater.
There was they get Miyako and Hawkman out of the big hole, and then like when he hits fire rocket, there is a giant fire explosion.
While Miyako is screaming bloody murder over Hawkmon being like unresponsive.
He is fucking dead.
Yeah. So Hawkmon's like in bad shape. He is not dead, but he is unconscious.
So like we need to just let him rest.
Mm-hmm. They decide Miyako is just like, no, I'm going to stay behind because like, you know, like at this point I can't do anything and I'll just drag you guys down, and I was clearly not helping. So Hikari decides to stay behind with her because Hawkmon's in bad shape, so they need someone who can actually protect them in case.
I don't know if this is what they're going for, but it's a nice coincidence anyway. But I like how they're kind of like, at least this and like a later, I think, the episode after, they kind of start to pair up Miyako and Hikari and Takeru and Iori.
Yes, they do start pre-gaming this a little bit. Because those will eventually be the Jogress pair, so they start kind of like getting that in the works. We
need these guys to start having like a dynamic fuck.
Yeah. So, as it turns out, Miyako was correct. The base flies.
When they thought she was stupid.
We also get like a single shot of Ken being like, "Yes, Garurumon's legs," which really funny coincidence. But
yeah,
this show was made in like 2000.
I know, crazy, right? This show's like 24 years old now. It's insane.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
yeah.
So, Hawkmon returns to consciousness, and there's a cute little like conversation between him and Miyako.
He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so scatterbrained and reckless," and he's like, "I don't like. That's fine. You're fine the way you are, Miyako. Stop worrying about it.
Mm-hmm.
You're my partner."
Mm-hmm.
You're my friend.
You are my friend.
There's a really cute bit because while they're doing that, like Tailman are gonna have to find like berries for Hawkmon to like treat his wounds. But and she's about to come back in, and Miyaka's like, "Shh, no, let them have their moment."
It's really nice.
You can stay poisoned for a little longer.
And then he eats, and then he gets his fucking berries, and Hawkmon's like, "Oh, I feel incredible."
Oh.
Yeah, not the poison bit, obviously, but just
the post-sickness feeling.
The post-sickness feeling where like, oh these parts of my bodies are no longer in pain. I feel like the best I've felt in fucking months.
Yes, 100%. It's like whenever you're like really sick and like you just start feeling a little better and you're like, oh my god, I'm back. I feel like I'm fucking God right now. I could run a marathon, and then you get up and like you get dizzy and fall over.
And it's like, well, maybe we'll get him next time.
There's the really nice silhouette shot of them seeing the base flying while they're all like in the foreground, standing on top of one of the buses, and like Hawkmon removes his bandages dramatically as he approaches the other like side. And then Ken does something really interesting actually. He's created an original character.
I cannot, like, anytime the motherfucker went, "This is my original Digimon," I went, fuck. Like,
no, I made
like,
that.
What do you want from me? Like, man, fucking.
Would you like some constructive criticism?
No, go ahead. I want to hear it.
It fucking sucks.
That's not constructive criticism. This was a fucking image I made when I watched this show with my friends like fucking 6 years ago, I think. It's every time I get to Chimeramon, I just think about this post.
I will put it on screen when we get to the actual conversation it's referencing, but yeah.
Yeah.
We can move straight into the SHIN Dub Zone episode 18, Run Yoli Run.
Run.
Go on, run. Do it.
Has anyone ever seen that? It's like a 14 video, and it's like a little Goobu minion running through that one dungeon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Run, boy, run.
Run, boy, run.
This world is not meant for you.
Run, boy, run. They're trying to catch you. So, funny enough, that's not what this episode title is referencing. That song was released 12 years after this show came out. This is referencing Forrest Gump.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
That's like a box of chocolates.
Yeah.
Something.
So, name changes. Dagyaagimon remained the same. Stinger Palation was changed to Poison Thread.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. During the Digivolution sequence, that gets interrupted. It's Tentamon Digivolve 2! Oh, forget it. Which was...
fuck this.
Agumon Chinka.
Oh, so when Izzy is showing them the map of like the trail the Kaiser had been leaving, he's just like, "What do you guys think this is?" And Davis chimes in and goes, "Oh, it's a circus clown. I love this game." I'm just like, oh my fucking god. It caught me so off guard. When Matt is trying to convince his dad to take them camping, he goes, "Yeah, come on, out in the wilderness with all the snakes and the wolves and the grizzlies. It'll be fun."
I fucking hate camping.
Yeah, no, I could never go camping. Not a fucking chance. I will never ever do that. If I'm sleeping anywhere, it's in a nice warm bed.
It's one of those. I like the being outdoors in nature thing, and then I have to go sleep in a fucking tent, and I'm like, man, fuck off.
Yeah,
I don't want to do that.
I do not want to sleep in the great outdoors. An RV, maybe, but like actually camping, fuck no. When Davis is talking about the whole camping thing, he every time June asks a question, he gives a really dismissive answer, and then she goes, "Is Matt going?" And he just goes, "Matt moved to another country." When Yoli is trying to pump herself up, she chants over and over again, "Go, Yoli, go, Yoli, go." And that's when Poromon tells her to shut the fuck up.
I actively stepped out. I love the little basket Poromon sleeps in.
Yeah.
In that scene, by the way.
It's cute. When Matt has his father abandon June, fucking his dad goes, "You have a lot to learn about women, Matt."
I mean, he's not wrong.
Says the guy who got divorced.
Yeah.
Look, we don't know if that was his fault or not. It probably was, but we don't know that. We can't judge that.
I don't know. His dad seems pretty chill.
Yeah.
Was that? Says the guy with no car insurance.
Meet to Matt's father. TBH, we don't hang out much, but you seem chill.
For whatever reason, when Flamesramon kills the Dagyaagimon, he goes, "You're busted." I don't know why.
Blow it out your ass.
Not cool, Dagyaagimon. Don't do it again.
And then rather
Dagyaagimon.
Rather than calling it his original Digimon, Ken calls it his ultimate program.
I don't actually really have a problem with that. That's fine.
Yeah, but it's not my own original Digimon.
He should have said my original Digimon.
Yeah, so we can move straight into episode 19, the synthetic beast, Chimeramon. Funny coincidence, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, wonder what that's about.
Anyway, so everyone's sleeping in sleeping bags. They're just having a little nap. Takaru and Koshiro have left Daisuke behind for now because I don't actually know why they did. More protection for Hikari and Miyako, I guess. But Daisuke wakes up and is just like really upset about it.
Like, I can't believe they do this to me.
Mm-hmm. So
they're so mean to Daisuke this episode.
They really are. He just gets fucking shoved into the background because Vmon can't fly.
And he's like so mad about it constantly.
Maybe you should have Digivolved into Ultra Angemon then, you dickhead.
So they all like follow the trail of dark spires to the beach, and like it's out over the water. So Iori has discovered the base is currently underwater and decides to just go ahead and infiltrate it while he's there. Ken is like, "Oh yes, finally I found it." And all the water starts fucking warping and turns into a giant like whirlpool hole in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole time Wormon's like, "I really don't think this is a good idea."
Yeah, Wormon's getting a bad feeling.
Wormon's like, "We are making a mistake here. Are we sure about this?"
Mm-hmm.
And like throughout the entire episode, all the other like partner Digimon are also just like, "Oh, are you like they're like, oh, I've got this like really ominous feeling. I don't know why." Or they're like, "Hey, are you cold? Because I'm really cold. I'm shivering right now."
Mm-hmm.
And what's interesting is no one else actually picks up on it except Takaru.
Yes.
Because but he has to have like Patamon like point it out to him. He's like,
he has to have it pointed out, but like after it's been pointed out, like he does go like, "Yeah, I feel it." Whereas like even after it's pointed out, no one else feels that shit.
Mm-hmm. Which is cool. I like that detail. Given, what it actually is.
Yeah.
So So I've noticed every time Ken kicks Wormmon, I have a note that just says "Be nice to Wormmon" in all caps. So at some point during this sequence, Ken kicks Wormmon. So yeah, everyone's talking about how the whirlpool is like very not okay. Like they're all mentioning that it gives them like a weird feeling. Armanimon mentions that he's cold, and so my note just says, "Armanimon is cold. Put him in your mouth."
If you're how do you fucking expect me to go and do that, huh?
There's
Work
like
it
a
out.
bit. There's like a bit where like Armanimon like starts rubbing his arms to warm himself up, and I'm like, and he says like, "Oh, I got the shivers," and I'm like, "Can armadillos get goosebumps?"
Maybe. They're mammals, so they got the hair on them, so probably. So they discover like a whole like section with nothing but captured Digimon. So there's a bunch of jail cells and everything. Armanimon goes into Digimon to like just kind of break them all out.
Dagyaa.
Yeah.
There's a weird B plot of June hitchhiking to the campsite.
What I really like about this B plot, though, is that they like it's paralleling what her fucking brother is going through in the digital world, and it's actually kind of funny.
There's like I forget if this is the episode or the episode after. There's a bit where she's like got her hand to her head and she's looking out, like I think while she's hitchhiking, and it cuts back to like Daisuke at the beach side, at like the ocean's side,
in
like the same pose.
I think it's this episode because the next thing that happens is Daisuke pushes the tree and the whole chunk of land just fucking separates.
They're like, all right, we're gonna knock these some trees down and build a raft. Oh, genius, Daisuke, genius.
But my favorite bit about this, they start going off. I had to make a like small little recording of this because fucking in the most jovial fucking tone I have ever heard in my life, Vmon just goes, "Yahoo!"
It's really, really good.
God, I know this is extra work. I need you to just put that quick clip in there because I don't think people will understand just how unbelievably jovial that fucking Vmon clip is otherwise.
Fine. I'll keep it in mind. Make me do all this extra work. So the whirlpool is filled with fucking ghosts. Like they see.
I think it's like the same ghost you see like from the Apocalypse bit too.
Mm-hmm. So the spooky ghosts and ghouls. So Ken sends out some Mechanorimon to retrieve the dark data that is at the like center of the whirlpool. And as they start going down into it, they suddenly lose control and start screaming as they plummet into the abyss and die.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that was fucked up.
They are dead. And so Ken is like, I'm fucking going myself, and gets in a Mechanorimon to go down there himself. And Wormmon's just like, no, like really don't. Like, please do not do this. This is a very bad idea.
Shut up, Wormmon.
Uh-huh. So he goes down in there, and it's fucking Devimon. Devimon is down here.
And he starts sucking up the data, and a fucking voice is like, oh, you don't want to mess with the power of darkness, you little shit.
Yeah. Like
Devimon's just like, you actually just have no idea what you're fucking with, do you?
It's really interesting that they built up Devimon like this. Because like I feel like Devimon is like kind of nothing in the grand scheme of the original adventure stuff.
They literally like in adventure even call him a fucking tutorial boss. So it's like interesting that like they're building them up now, especially like at a point where we're already fucking with like perfect levels and stuff. It's like, dude,
he is the
strongest you got your ass beat by an Angemon.
And I mean that Angemon also had to sacrifice himself. They did struggle with him.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but it's just like in the grand scheme of things, I'm like this is not like one of those I have like an avert problem with. Just like, huh?
Yeah.
Weird, just literally weird pick, but okay.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those things where it's like, because I was gonna say, well, why wouldn't it just be Myotismon? And then I remember, oh, he died in the real world. He's dead, so he wouldn't be here. Like, I was like, maybe Piedmon, but oh no, Piedmon's in the Cook dimension. He also can't be here. Devimon's the only one that's actually like probably still around.
Regular dead.
Yeah.
Apocalypse maybe, but that's also like a weird like I think he's just super dead now kind of moment.
Yeah.
I don't think they can use the Dark Masters.
Because they
the
all
only
got,
other one
like...
would be no. Even Edamon is like.
I don't think it would work if they picked Edamon.
No, I wanted them to be Edamon. It'd be funny.
I'm imagining him going down there, and there's just a half-built robotic monkey, and he's just like, "Hey, kid, you don't want to be doing this."
You're messing with power you can't possibly comprehend.
Sorry, that idea is super fucking funny to me.
Yeah, right. Like you're getting division.
Yeah, no, yeah, it should have been Edamon. You're right. Yeah, so Devimon is down there, because I guess a portion of his data remained after Angemon fucking exploded him to a million pieces. So he's like half.
Realizes.
Yeah. This is Takeru suddenly has like a PTSD flashback because I think while he meets up with Iori freeing the Digimon, and he like sees the whirlpool and notices that it's Devimon.
Yeah, he like fucking pulls off this fucking bucket hat. It's like, Ori, get these fucking Digimon out of here. I'm gonna go fucking deal with this motherfucker.
Yeah, like he's immediately just like he sees that it's Devimon. It's just like no. He's not fucking with this. We are not dealing with this asshole again.
I personally took it as like my fucking best friend had to sacrifice sacrifice his life to deal with Devimon. You are not bringing that thing back.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Ken manages to complete his OC, and unleashes it upon the regular Digidestined.
I like that he like launches it like it's a fucking mecha.
Yeah, it's really good. Then he's going through the individual parts he's used to create it, which is all the good stuff, and then he very specifically at the end specifies Metal Greymon's hair, which
it's really important.
Why is that like why?
It's so
why
funny.
Emphasize that bit?
It's so funny.
I guess just because he really wanted a part of Metal Greymon in there. I don't know why he didn't use the body of Metal Greymon.
Yeah, which is literally just Greymon's body but stronger. It's like, why not just use the whole animal then? What the fuck? Huh?
It's so...
No, he's got Greymon and Metal Greymon.
It's so funny.
I like to think that that's the buffs Chimeramon to being a perfect Digimon.
Just the hair?
With the hair?
Yeah.
So Takeru like storms off, and eventually like Iori's about to go after them, and Tentomon's like, because Tentomon's also there, by the way, and he's like, no, he'll be fine. Patamon's with him. Like we gotta evacuate the hostages. So like he leaves that alone, and then so Takeru walks down the hallway, and like Ken confronts him. And Ken is just like, are you really are you really about to step up to the fucking Digimon Emperor, like the ruler of the digital world? And Takeru like stares at him for a second and then just starts fucking laughing at him. And he's like,
it's like, you don't know what you have no idea what you're messing with.
It's like, I think he literally says, how long are you going to play at being an emperor? Like, he starts tearing this kid apart.
His fucking tone shifts like drastically.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually something that like I wish the show kind of tapped into more with Takeru, where it's like he's the only one, like, because obviously him and Hikari are both like Digidestined from the original, but like Hikari was only there during the Dark end. He is the only one who has like been there from the start and is the only one then also doing this again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he watched his partner die once, like.
He watched his partner die. Like, there's a lot that he's like holding on to. There's a lot that he knows, but like not even Hikari knows. There's a lot of experience. Like, that's why I took him like laughing at that because it's like he's fucking seen like the whole Myotismon thing and the whole Dark Masters thing. Like, he knows this kid isn't fucking shit.
Yeah,
he knows this guy is way over his fucking head. Like, no one else in that cast could.
Like if it wasn't for the Dark Digivice, this shit would be over weeks ago.
Like, and I don't know. I kind of wish that was something they played into more. The fact that it's like, no, he has been here. He has done this. He has things he has things lingering from that he maybe hasn't worked through because he's 11 fucking years old. I don't know. Because it just kind of, this doesn't happen really again after this. And it's like,
yeah.
There's like a thing here. There's like a real thing for his character to do in this show.
It's because this entire sequence of Takaru confronting Ken is like my favorite sequence in this set of episodes by far. It is.
I think it's the best sequence in the arc. In the entire arc, I think this is the best couple of scenes.
It's so good because he literally just tears Ken apart. He's just like you are so out of your league. You don't understand. He tells him to grow up. Ken hits him with the whip, and he doesn't even fucking flinch.
You just see a huge cut on the side of his cheek, and he just grabs the whip. And what is it? He just goes, "Are you done?"
Yeah, it's like, oh, so the words aren't working, so you resort to violence. Fucking typical. And he's like, actually, you know what? And then he fucking punches him in the face.
No, I think he says oh yeah, of course you resort to violence because I'm not getting through to you. All right, it's my turn now.
Yeah, and so he just decks him, literally knocks him to the floor. Ken tries to whip him again, and he just grabs it.
And then Wormmon tries to step in, and Patamon just blasts him.
Wormmon is trying so hard. Takaru tackles Ken to the ground and is beating the shit out of him. He is kicking his ass. The only reason he stops is because a hole gets blown open in the ceiling, and he sees Chimeramon pass by, so he has Patamon digivolve to Pegasmon and leaves. And before he leaves, he's like, by the way, I'm not done. I'll be back to kick your ass. It is so good.
At some point during all this, Ken also just completely fucking snaps, just starts screaming, "Oh, you're all insects!" over and over.
He is clearly breaking down, realizing how of a little shit he is comparatively. And by the time Takaru actually leaves, Ken is fucking completely defeated. He just kind of mumbles something and starts walking off.
Insects again, I think.
Yeah.
And then there's a really cute little bit after everyone escapes from Chimeramon, because given Ken in that kind of state, Chimeramon kind of goes a bit docile, and so everyone meets back up. And Iori grabbed Takaru's hat, and he's like, "Here, you dropped this earlier," and he gives it back to him, which is nice. I think he should have just left it because the hat sucks. But
the hat, he looks he just looks better without it. Straight up, he looks better. His design is just better without the fucking bucket hat.
And they probably know this, given they took off the hat for that scene.
Because they were like, okay, hang on, we need this scene to be serious and affecting. We can't have him wear that fucking bucket hat. It's maybe there's a problem with the bucket hat in the first place. I don't know.
It's like Piccolo's cloak. It's like weighted.
Weighted is he wearing a weighted bucket hat like he's a Dragon Ball character?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so at the end of the episode, they're all gathered up and they've evacuated the Digimon onto the little floating island
on Daisuke's island.
Yeah. Daisuke's controllable island.
The parallel again, the parallel between Daisuke's controllable island and the old couple car his sister is stuck on is really funny.
It's really good. But we can move into SHIN Dub Zone episode 19, An Old Enemy Returns. So, name changes. Chimeramon is the same, but it's spelled with a K instead of a CH.
Yep, I have cards that still say that.
Yep. And then its move, Heat Viper, is the same. They did not change that, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We got Heat Viper and Heat Viper.
And his other move, Heat Viper.
Did you come up with that one, Momo?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is Momo's.
That's awesome, sweetie.
Yeah, I said he shoots laser beams.
So
By
for
the way,
whatever,
Lotte, you check call chat for me real quick.
Sure. What did you
They
put?
got
in
him.
What
do you mean by that?
What does that mean? What do you mean they got him?
Okay, what sorry, what Digimon do we have to be 10 where they go, where they see Ken and go, a gay guy.
A gay guy.
By the way, if that Digimon Emperor looks a little gross, it's because every render of this motherfucker is so incredibly low quality. I just had to go fucking an AI upscale it.
I was also saying, did you waifu 2x this?
I had to, dude. There's no render this motherfucker that is above 144p. Unless it's like one of the 2 Digimon Emperor cards that are, frankly, too fucking cumbersome to edit around, to like isolate his head into for me to fucking bother.
Fair enough. Okay, so. So for whatever reason, the site I used to watch the dub, because I can no longer use Hulu, had the OP on this episode. So I got to hear that for the first time. That was neat. It's the same as the season 1 OP, except
I was about to say that didn't even change it, did they?
They changed it from Digivolve into Champion, and instead of Digivolve into Ultimate, they say Armor Digivolve.
Yeah, there's a very Armor Digivolve.
That's the only thing they change.
Because I know the Tamers one's pretty different.
Yeah. No, actually, Tamers is also the same, but they change it to save and defend the world, because they don't go to the digital world all that often in Tamers.
Save and defend the world.
Yeah, it's really funny.
It's more notably it's more notably different in this one anyway.
Mm-hmm. At one point, someone says it makes Texas look like Rhode Island. I forget why exactly they say this. It's in reference to the size of something. Ken calls the whirlpool the Dark Pool, which I thought was a funny name for it. After confronting Devimon and Devimon not knowing who he is, he just goes, "How could he not know who I am? I tell everybody."
That is pretty funny.
That's pretty funny.
At some point, they make Ken say "bah humbug," and I'm just like, fucking why? I have a note that just old married couple hate each other. Let's go, USA, USA,
what?
USA.
But that's so fucked up. They're like really sweet to each other in the sub.
They're like some honeymooning foreign couple or some shit like that.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, the wife says she sure can snore, and the husband goes, "Not as well as you." And I'm just like, oh my god.
Women
I make a lot of very baseless jokes about these dub writers being 50-year-old men who hate their wives, but like, then something like this slips through, and I go,
the old ball and chain. Am I right, fellas?
Am I right, fellas?
All the fellas. At one point, Ken goes, "Where's my VCR? Ooh, I wish I was taping this." Derek Steven Prince is fucking killing it. He's so funny.
God.
During TK's confrontation with Ken, he says, "You're like that story, The Emperor's New Clothes." No, that's not at all what this story's about. Just because it has the word emperor in it doesn't mean you can use it as a comparison, you fucking morons.
No, it's just like that.
God.
Don't think about it.
When TK is leaving, he says, "Remind me where we left off next time I'm pummeling you into oblivion."
You're trying a little hard there, but I appreciate the spirit, TK.
I was like, holy shit, kid. You don't have to like threaten to kill the boy.
I was about to say, that's just like, I'm gonna fucking murder you in your sleep.
And then at the very end, Davis goes, "Let's hear it for TS," which never fails. It's still funny. Which means we're going to keep moving straight into episode 20, Supreme Evolution, Golden Magnamon. And I, of course, feel the need to point out one very specific thing, and that is during the silhouetted version of the title card, it sure fucking looks like Magnamon has a womb tattoo.
I don't know if Magnamon has a womb, though.
No, I almost said it again.
What?
I almost said the thing I was going to say last night when I brought this up, and then I was like, I shouldn't say that. Why the fuck would I say that? Which is, he will when I'm done with it.
What the fuck? That's Vmon.
That's why I didn't fucking say it. But yeah, like it's because it's just the symbol on like the front part of like his waist piece, but because of its exact positioning and the fact this is silhouetted, it looks like he has a fucking moon tattoo.
But that mark is on the Digimental as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the Crest of Miracles.
So that made me realize that's probably that mark. Ken seeing that mark is probably the only reason he put that on his fucking Emperor goggles.
Oh my god, you're right! Well, no, this mark is also on Wormon's forehead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like this is
also,
so
I gotta
cool.
say, there's been like just in general, but there were some ones that I thought about this. The title, I really like the title cards in the show.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Like one of probably one of the only positives of episode 13. That was a really cool title card. The one for Chimeramon, where it's like the silhouette of Chimeramon, and as it's like, and as like the coloring like effect behind it is swirling, it just starts to go black.
It's really, really cool.
Yeah, Adventure did this stuff too, right?
Yeah, but there's a lot more like I feel like there's like they were a lot more plain in Adventure. I think they're like a lot more like animated, and they had like a lot more like, unique flares in this one.
I feel like it's probably like they got a little more creative of them at the end of Adventure. Like you had the fucking Paimon doing an Ultraman reference one, for instance. So it's probably like they were getting more creative, and then it's just kind of like they like kept that up for Zero too.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like they didn't really want to like break or just suddenly go out of left field at the very end, so they didn't do too much with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all the ones for O2 have been very, very cool. They typically have a little spice on them. So the first thing we see is Chimeramon committing war crimes. He's just blowing up a fucking city. Like
you just see a whole group of Digimon fucking die. Like those motherfuckers are dead.
Yeah, so Chimera, like Ken is just like Ken has basically just gone completely fucking insane at this point. He is just commanding Chimeramon to kill everybody.
And he I forget if the voice just keeps talking to him more and more.
Mm-hmm. Wormmon is like clearly very concerned over like how Ken has been acting. Like it's getting worse and worse because Wormmon throughout the show has been very just like Ken, like stop being so mean. You weren't like this before. But at this point, he's just like, oh, I might actually have to like this is getting bad.
Like I have to do something.
Yeah.
I have to step in. Wormmon has to handle it.
One of the characters talks about how Ken is just playing God at this point because of the fact that he created an original Digimon and is now using it to just fucking kill everybody. Iori sees because they're still chasing down the flying fortress and they're wondering how the hell they can stop it. And Iori sees like an oil pipeline, presumably from the oil rig they were at a couple episodes ago. And he asks Koshiro like, "Hey, is there anything I can use this oil pipeline to like do to kind of stop the fucking flying fortress?" And for whatever reason, Koshiro is like, "Yeah, I've got an idea."
I was like, hold on a minute.
So we also cut to Ken, who is he's hearing the voice more and more, and the voice shows him a hole which causes him to scream in agony.
And it's like, yeah, like you're already trapped in the darkness, little fella. Look down.
Mm-hmm. And there's just like a hole underneath him, and he starts like really screaming. Like he's going at it. He's like sweating and all that. He is very clearly not having a good time. So their plan, which they enact, and it works for some reason, is they open up a valve, spraying a bunch of oil, and then light it on fire with Agumon and Gabumon, which causes a giant flaming tornado, which kind of lights the fortress on fire a little bit. And because of that, Ken pulls over? He
that's
parks.
Basically.
I was like, fucking men, put this out. Put out the fucking fire.
It was really weird because it didn't seem like the fire did all that much. But
It
I
was
guess
just kind of like
it was a big fucking fire.
It really wasn't. There was a couple of fire trails on the outside of the ship, but like
No, I mean the oil fire.
Yeah. Like it goes away almost immediately, and like it leaves like a couple little like bits of burning on the outside, but like the whole thing's made of stone. My only assumption is that like the giant gout of fire like caused some bullshit inside to catch, and like that's why he actually stops.
I mean, it's all it needs to be is just a little distraction so they can get back on the ship.
The way that I like saw it is that like the ship like just like went lower for a little bit while he figured it out, and like it was still moving as far as I could tell, just like slower, and so they could that Lydramon could like jump on and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I like that they don't show how Digimon got on.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Digimon can apparently fly, as we'll see later.
Dagyaa.
Well, never mind.
He's a bug.
I was about to say, why is Lydramon the only one that can't fly? But we go over this later.
So they jump in and they find the like quite literal beating heart of the fortress, because like there's like a heartbeat sound effect and everything while they're looking at like the engine room, which is one of those classic like sci-fi engine rooms where it's like a singular chamber in a giant open pit with railless walkways leading toward it.
I swear one of those rooms is it's like that's literally just the Death Star.
It like that's clear. Like I think that's clear. Like the inspiration for everything that looks like this, most likely. But
it's just the one room where it's like 4 platforms to like this thing in the middle. It's like that's literally just the Death Star.
My comment about that room is, when any of those bridges break, they should not stay up.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It looks cool.
Okay.
That's all that matters. And then Ken sicks the ghosts on them.
And then it's like a little moment of like montage where everyone going to town on fucking Bakemons.
Yeah, they kind of mop the floor with all the Bakemon. Then unfortunately Chimeramon actually shows up again, and everyone's like, "Whoa!"
Well, this is a problem.
Yeah, the partners are just like, "You guys go like hide. We'll fight Chimeramon because, man." And then Chimeramon rinses the fucking party. Like, his Heat Viper is apparently so strong that even if they dodge it, it still throws them back into walls and shit.
It's like, yeah, like fucking shockwaves from it. They just toss them all around.
Yeah, there's just like a small extended fight sequence that happens. And then, so after they get tossed around a little bit, all of the armors go back down to their in-training forms. And Ken sees this, and Ken has...
like an "are we the baddies" moment.
Yeah, because he sees them and he's like, wait a fucking second. Those were the little things they had at the soccer game. Oh my god, Digimon are real living creatures. Oh no.
Nah.
No, I haven't been killing actual living creatures. No, I couldn't possibly have been doing that. So I forgot that he didn't know. I legitimately forgot he was unaware Digimon were like living, breathing creatures and not just like programs.
Yeah, he just thinks this. He thinks this is just some fucking game on his computer.
Like the entire I know he refers to it a bunch in this episode as a game, but he's referred to this all as like a game beforehand, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Like
that, the way it's presented in those episodes, it really is just seem like it's all a game to him. Like he doesn't care.
It's like,
type
no,
of thing.
He literally thinks this is a game.
Yeah, which it's like this is honestly just a really cool reveal of him just suddenly being like, "What do you mean they're real? Oh god, no."
And I think it's like an interesting character detail in terms of the facts that we learn later that he is like deeply traumatized.
Oh yeah.
No, not even much later.
Yeah, we learn that at the end of the next episode.
Well, but I didn't much later is compared to, but it makes more sense than, there's this cool game on my computer where there's like monsters that I can enslave. Sounds very similar to certain games that we play nowadays.
Yo, the Digimon Kaiser playing Pal World over here.
Fuck off.
Okay, but I mean, think about it.
That's what he's doing. No, that's just what he's doing.
Ken got very excited when he saw that E3 trailer.
Look at how many people do that shit with their pals in Pal World. Like, it's
literally, just like there are the stories of you boot up The Sims and then set The Sims house on fire or some shit.
Yeah,
or you put them in a pool and you take the ladder out. Or...
Like when you know there's no actual consequences for your actions, you do some fucked up shit. And then he realizes, oh god, they're living creatures, and has an actual fucking like severe mental breakdown.
This says a lot about society.
It does. So he orders Chimeramon to not kill them. He's just like, no, stop. Like,
stop. I'll deal with it myself.
Mm-hmm. So Daisuke is immediately just like, no, we've got to do something now. Like we can't wait. Like Chimeramon's not attacking right now. We need to get down there and do something. We need to do something immediately. And
it's like, no, we can't go and regroup. We might never get another chance.
Mm-hmm. Chibimon agrees with him, and they just go. And like a little while later, everyone else is like, he's probably right. We should follow suit.
Oh, I think it's Hikari says like we can't let him be the lone hero or something like that.
Yeah. I die before I'm upstaged by fucking Daisuke. Chimeramon.
To be fair, yeah.
Chimeramon has decides to go completely rogue. Stops listening to Ken's orders and just starts like indiscriminately blowing shit up, which is not good. So Daisuke and Chibimon manage to get down to one of those really dangerous walkways leading to the engine room.
He almost immediately falls off.
Yeah.
We have like barely.
Be careful.
Chibimon, he nearly plummeted to his fucking death.
Ken really should have installed guardrails. He really should have. But Wormmon is just like, hey, I'm gonna help you guys because Ken is gone. Like, he needs to be stopped. So they enter the engine room, and there's this weird... Yeah?
I actually really like, real quick, that like he like Wormmon like really like opens up to him about it, and Daisuke is just like, yeah, okay, I believe you.
I trust you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And thank you.
Because I think Wormmon specifically says, I'm not helping you, I'm helping Ken.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so there's this weird black lump on like a little pillar, and Wormmon's like, yeah, Ken found it, and as it turns out, it just kind of provides power to the entire fortress, so it's probably pretty cool. And they're both sitting there just like, man, how the fuck do we, like, what do we do? And then a weird crest that we don't know the name of yet appears over the Digimental, as we know it is now. And like all the like soot and like garbage kind of corrodes off it. As it turns out, it's a giant golden Digimental, which is reacting to Daisuke. So he's like, "Hey, Vimon, you wanna
give us a go?
You wanna give it a shot?" And Vimon's like, "Yeah, I want to try." So they go ahead and use the Digimental, and we get fucking MAGNAMON.
Yeah!
God, MAGNAMON is so fucking
He's so cool!
He's so cool!
There's like this really cool bit of like the like Vimon like dashing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah, that bit's really funny.
Yeah,
they took that from that's I'm pretty sure that's just movie footage.
I think even like the shot of him, like, you know, when he says his name, I think that's from the movie as well, but they changed the background.
Yeah, when he turns around.
Yeah, like what is it? Light of Miracles.
Yeah.
MAGNAMON.
Really funny. There's like, hell yeah, we're gonna reuse those movie cells. They look awesome. Yeah, that's we don't actually get I don't think we get the name MAGNAMON. Well, we don't get the title cards or his info card, which is why I didn't put him under the names yet, because he's properly
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the episode ends on the introduction of MAGNAMON, and God, MAGNAMON is so fucking cool. I think
he's so cool.
Rewatching this episode was like solidified for me. Yeah, no, I think MAGNAMON's my favorite Vimon evolution. He's so fucking cool. He's so cool.
It's like I think I am still slightly like full force more, but it is like neck and fucking neck between those two.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, look, it's the second Royal Knight.
Yeah.
It's also another Royal Knight, baby.
Gee, Vmon, how come you get to have 3 Royal Knights? One of whom is the fucking founder.
Yahoo!
Yay! Alright. But, God, we gotta move. Moving into Shin Dump Zone episode 20. I have, like, barely any notes, Jesus. The Darkness Before Dawn. So really weird line that happens at the beginning here. There are no name changes, by the way, because MAGNAMON's properly introduced in 21. Cody says it's like he wants to destroy everything, and then he screams, "Bite your tongue." Which, that's not how you use that phrase. Cody says he's got an idea. Then he sees the pipeline, and then he says he got an idea. Really cool script writing. At one point, Davis says it's the light at the end of the tunnel. TK says, think of something more original. Fuck you. You don't get to say that.
Christ. Yeah, come on, man.
Oh, sorry, there were 2 name changes. Red Sun, Halstemon's move, has been changed to Eagle Eye now. They just decided this late to change that move name. And Nile Jewelry has been changed to Queen's Paw. They have, for whatever reason, at this point, decided to name those moves.
Sure.
I don't
sure,
understand
man.
why.
Whatever.
When
none of this fucking matters.
When Davis is talking to Wormmon, he says, "Really, I'm not as big as a jerk as people think." And Wormmon just goes, "Really? You're not?" It's like, man, come on.
Wormmon, what the fuck?
And then I think at the very end of the episode, MAGNAMON says, "The balance of power has shifted."
No way! Oh my god, Black Adam!
The hierarchy has changed.
He's returning. He's coming back to WrestleMania.
Okay, but moving straight into episode 21, because we're doing 6 episodes this week, because this
21?
is the proper end of the arc. Goodbye, Kenshan.
Bye-bye.
Oh no.
Bye.
Can I just say, it was really jarring for the last episode silhouette to be MAGNAMON and this episode silhouette to be Wormmon.
Oh yeah. Since I mentioned the title cards, I gotta mention this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's just Wormmon, but then when it like Wormmon like turns around, I think there's like a little twinkle in his eye.
Yeah.
Like it's like a single tear.
Yeah.
It's like, oh god.
I understand why, and I think it still like emotionally hits, but it's just so jarring.
So MAGNAMON has arrived and he is super cool. They give his info card and we learn the name of his special move.
But it's the name of his
Yeah, plasma shot.
No, not letting you get away. Lotte. What is the Japanese name of MAGNAMON's signature attack?
No, I mean plasma shot's a different move.
Yeah. So MAGNAMON's signature move is called Extreme Jihad.
Granted, that word doesn't inherently have a bad meaning.
Of course. Unfortunately.
But also, consider that this thing was dubbed in 2001.
Yeah.
Or like 2000 to 2000. Like, point being, this is one of the few name changes where I look at that and think,
I understand why you changed. I understand why they changed it. No, don't get me wrong.
I understand 100% why you decided, let's make it literally anything but that.
Mm-hmm.
What is it now? It's Solar Storm?
No, it's called like Magna Explosion or something. They don't even give it a proper name in this.
And then there's like Magna Punch and Magna Kick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's in the sub.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So MAGNAMON's sheer radiance causes Upamon and Poramon to evolve back into their rookie stages.
And they're like freaking out about it.
Yeah. It's like, oh my god. Dagyaa. Chimeramon decides to bust back into the base because I guess he's had his fill of killing innocent civilians, so now he's back to just murder everyone in the building. MAGNAMON dives and like grabs Daisuke to prevent him from being crushed by Chimeramon.
That is, this is like by far the best looking episode in the show so far. By the way,
they put money into this one. It looks really good.
Like the fucking dive MAGNAMON does, and like there's like a really like detailed shot of Chimeramon.
Yeah, they got like the harsh black shadows on a lot of shots of Chimeramon and everything.
Even like in the conversation, we're not going to talk about it yet, but even in like the conversation that all the guys have in like the second half, it's like their character designs are just more detailed as well. Like
this episode, like, this episode's got money. The spare money from the movie went to this episode very clearly.
Yeah,
which is nice because it is the finale, the finale of this.
Yeah, it's well
so.
placed, which I appreciate.
So, Wormmon fucking uses his web to swing up to where Ken is currently having a bit more of a mental breakdown. Ken kicks Wormmon again.
Man, be nice to him.
It's fine. Ken's not doing too hot right now. He's just learned he's been committing genocide for a while. He's not having a good time.
It's also like at some point, like the Chimeramon starts staring at Ken and like starts laughing. I don't know. Maybe this is. I always took this as like. I kind of took this as Devimon over like kind of taking hold.
Yeah, the Devimon's data is included in there, and I assume at this point he's just fully taking control of Chimeramon.
Yeah,
and it's just like, you stupid fucking child. Why did you think this would work out?
What did you think was going to happen?
So yeah, and at this point, Chimeramon's just like not listening to anything he says, actively attempts to kill him.
Yeah, like he fires a shot at MAGNAMON, and it's like MAGNAMON is right next to like the platform Kaiser's in.
And it like, again, with this episode having like an insane amount of extra budget to it, it like melts a crater into the fucking like wall next to where Ken is, and it's got like the glow of the heated metal and everything. It looks really fucking cool. MAGNAMON is not like, he's fighting Chimeramon on mostly equal footing, but he's kind of on the back foot here. Like, MAGNAMON's not doing an amazing job.
He's throwing hands though.
It's because it's this funny thing we talk about where it's like MAGNAMON is kind of the runt of the Royal Knights, and it's like his power is very inconsistent.
Yeah.
I kind of still took this like him still having trouble with this is like, well, it's still a little Vmon, you know, he's not a super experienced or powerful fighter yet. So even though he's a MAGNAMON, he's this is probably like the weakest MAGNAMON you'll ever see.
Mm-hmm.
Basically,
I think there's also like a bit later in the episode where it's like, oh no, he got like a bit of a power boost, but he's still pretty tired out from all the stuff earlier.
True, yeah.
Yeah.
He's running low on energy. Wormmon is like pleading to Ken. He tells him like, we made a mistake, and Ken replies with like, I don't make mistakes.
Well, you did this time.
Yeah. Ken is not having a good time. So I believe, I forget who. I think it's either Takaru or Daisuke who basically says like, hey, like, create like, oh yeah, you created original Digimon, all you did was mishmash a bunch of parts. Like this isn't anything like particularly special.
Can we do the bit now?
Yes, yeah. So okay, so it's Takaru in that case because the image you made.
Yeah.
So yeah, essentially this happens almost verbatim.
I don't know. I forget if it's I remember making this just because of the like fucking confrontation they had earlier. So I just like I kind of characterized Takaru as like Kaiser's biggest hater.
Which So.
True, did you get? I also I liked this. I appreciate fucking little me put this bit in where it's like Digimon Kaiser introducing this to the Digimon World Facebook group.
Yeah.
Through my Digimon, which is a chimera.
Are you alright with constructive criticism? I don't want to sound mean.
No, go ahead. I want to hear it.
It fucking sucks.
That's not constructive criticism.
So fucking good. Yeah, so this is essentially what happens in that scene verbatim. So Ken, like, everyone's talking to him, like, hey, like, Wormmon is your partner, like, and Wormmon has this big speech about how he knows how Ken used to be and all that kind of stuff. And for a moment, it looks like it's gonna work. Like, Ken starts, like, really evaluating things, but then he, like, it's just like, no, I could not
No,
have
my Digimon's
partner.
Chimeramon.
Yeah, my partner is Chimeramon. And then he runs off. Chimeramon is just, like, randomly firing fucking heat fibers at this point. Like, the whole base is going down because he's just destroying everything from the inside. And as everything starts blowing up, Ken's like, you guys better leave if you don't want to fucking die. Later. Adios.
See ya, bitches.
It's just like Sonic Adventure.
Blows up.
Blows up. Davis would do it. Daisuke would do that.
Daisuke would absolutely say that, yeah. Like, fucking Ken gets a little call as they just like, Ken, what are you doing? You have 3 minutes
Wormmon, you have 3 minutes to get off the island
before it blows up with you on it. Blows up. So yeah, they all manage to get out of the exploding base. And we cut back to the fight between Magnamon and Chimeramon. Magnamon says plasma shoot, fires missiles. What the fuck?
It'd been such a long time since I'd watched all this. I forgot Magnamon could do that.
Yeah. They're like, I think it's just pauldrons, right? Have like missiles in them.
Yeah, there's always like these little holes in all like his like art like pauldrons and stuff that like there is stuff that comes out of them.
Mm-hmm.
I always assumed it was like they're like exhausts for like flying quick.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's kind of what they turn into in Magnamon X.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So Chimeramon manages to whittle Magnamon down enough to the point where he grabs him with the Skullgreymon hand.
It's like, oh, I'm all tuckered out.
Mm-hmm. And
tuckered out.
EP. Wormmon is like along with Ken on the Digimon, and Ken like whips the back of Wormmon, and Wormmon basically just like turns around and is just like, "Why are you doing this? Like, this is not how you used to be." And just like he gives a very like heartfelt speech about how he was very kind before all this, and he starts like glowing with energy, and then he's just like, "Okay, you know what?" and just fucking tackles Ken. Knocks him off the Digimon down onto the sand. And it's just like, if you're not going to do anything, then I'll take matters into my own hands. And goes over, gives Magnamon his power.
Fucking, he like frees Magnamon, and then fucking Chimeramon just swats him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wormmon gets knocked away, and he's clearly not going to be feeling well after getting punched by a perfect level. But with the extra energy from Wormmon, my note says Magnamon jihads all over that thing.
This shit looks cool as hell.
It does. It's
so cool. God, Magnamon is so cool.
There's
like a bit where it's just like an all-black silhouette.
Number 1 Digimon, baby.
Let's go. I'd forgotten just how fucking cool I think Magnamon is until we started watching this arc. Like when we get to the end of Hurricane Touchdown, I'm gonna be just like, you guys don't understand. Magnamon's so fucking cool.
And then we're gonna be sad because it's the last time we see Magnamon.
Yeah.
For a little while, anyway.
Yeah.
For quite a while, yeah. Well, yeah, not until after Frontier, actually.
So, after the explosion just completely erases Chimeramon, that thing is dead. And when all the dust settles, next to Daisuke, he finds a crest sitting in the sand, which he picks up, and it's a little pink crest. It has a symbol on it that was the same symbol that caused the erosion to go away from the Digimental of Miracles. So Ken starts having a breakdown, saying he's just going to reset the entire digital world. He'll just erase all the data on his computer and start over. At which point, everyone looks at him and is just like, Ken, what are you talking about?
You really don't understand what this place is, do you?
Yeah. There's like, this is like a real place. It's not just files on your computer. This is like a real world that exists, and these are living, breathing creatures. At which point, Ken, like, starts, like, reality really starts, like, coming down on him. And he starts, like, screaming in agony while, like, tossing away.
Ripping off, like, his costume.
Yeah, and, like, it starts dissolving and everything, and then eventually it just goes back to the normal, good old Kenichi Shoji. And he's just, he's not doing too hot at all. At which point, Daisuke passes over his crest, which is the crest of kindness. And then he notices
They
Wormmon.
find Wormmon.
Yeah. So, Ken starts, like, cradling Wormmon and, like, apologizing over and over again for how he's been acting. And, you know, Wormmon gives his little, I knew you were actually kind thing, and then he dies, which causes Ken to have a PTSD flashback to what we know is his brother being hit by a truck and dying.
Also, hey, that brother of his.
Yeah, what's up?
You notice his hair, his glasses.
Yeah, what's up?
You know.
Oh, you know, yeah.
Something I think we might keep in mind for later. I don't know.
You know, they look similar, but I'm sure it's just a coincidence. So at this point, Ken is just out of it. He, like, wanders off in a daze, and Daisuke's like, dude, go home.
Go home.
Go to
there
your
are
parents.
people looking for you. Go home.
Yeah, they fucking miss you. Please, for the love of God, go talk to your family.
I actually, like, now that I think about it, I actually like that from Daisuke, because he, like 1 or 2 sessions, he was pissed. Like, he was like, like, the thing that fueled him was, like, feeling, like, betrayed by, like, the idea of it, like, someone he looked up to was turned out to be like that, and, like,
but now
him saying that is
his fucking parents alone crying.
Yeah, like he's like, no, like he's showing, like, real concern for him.
It's good stuff. Like, this is like, these set of episodes is like some of the best stuff O2 has to offer, just in general. It's really good stuff. Like,
yeah,
Ken gets a lot of stuff later down. Like we talked about it before, but Ken is easily, like, the most realized character in this particular season. He's really, really good, and they do a lot with him. Unfortunately, to the detriment of other characters who could have used it, but whatever. But yeah, so they all get back to the campsite. June has unfortunately found them.
Oh yeah,
the fucking faces they make.
I have to say, especially shout out to the face Taichi's making. That's, like, right out of our war game.
It's really good.
That's like the same face he makes when the computer breaks.
It's God, it's so good.
Or when he reads fucking Mimi's, like, postcard or something.
Yeah.
In America.
I wish you were here.
I also really like that they keep, like she asks, like, oh, where I thought the other guys were here. Where are they? And they keep passing the fucking buck to each other.
It's like, well, where? Yeah, Yamato, where are they? I don't know, Taichi, where are they?
Gee, I don't know, Koshiro, where they at?
I think I heard them over here. I'll go fetch them. And he, like, wanders into the fucking woods.
And then they all just pop out of Koshiro's computer.
Yeah.
In hindsight, very lucky Koshiro was the one who decided to into the woods.
Yeah. Yeah, they all come back, and Yamato and Taichi, like, melt in relief.
They're just like, what do you mean they're actually here?
Oh, thank God. We don't have to lie and say they were all killed by bears.
And then they're immediately like, all right, let's go home.
Yeah, we're going
home. And she's like, but we just got here. Yeah, and I'm
You
tired.
weren't invited.
And Daisuke just straight up goes, yeah, I'm tired, and you weren't invited. And then Yamato's dad is like, well, shit, I can't take all these kids.
Yeah.
But I thought you said there was another car left early.
It's like, oh, sorry, June, you're going to have to take the bus. Well, Yamato, she can't take the bus herself. You go with her.
To be fair, his dad does hand him a big wad of money.
Yeah. He's like, here's some money. Go. And I was like, okay.
Huh?
No, he's just like, man, what the fuck, huh?
His eyes like pop out of his skull.
Poor guy.
There are some real good Yamato faces in this last episode.
Good stuff. And then the very last thing we get this episode is Ken did in fact return home. Both his parents are like crying in relief, and he is just kind of like lying in his bed. Yeah. He's gonna take a depression nap for a little bit. But yeah.
Well.
So Shin
dead forever.
Shin dub zone, yeah. So yeah, by the way, they say Wormmon's dead. Neither Takadu nor Hikari bothered to explain that Wormmon is going to be reborn in the village at the beginning, because those two never fucking tell anyone anything.
But just fucking sit them down and tell them how things work. Come on.
God. Shin dub zone episode 21, The Crest of Kindness. All right, name changes.
Oh boy.
So MAGNAMON kept the same. Extreme Jihad. So when he uses this, the only time it's named is he says Magna Explosion, which is when he does the one at the very end. Magnum Punch and Magnum Kick were just changed to Magna Punch and Magna Kick. And Plasma Shoot was changed to Magna Blast.
That one's a little lamer. I think there's actually like stuff later on that like changes it. Like I want to say it's called Plasma Shoot and like Cyber Sleuth again.
Yeah, I think they do reverse the decision on Plasma Shoot. And Extreme Jihad, like, what does that wind up being? Hold on.
I think that stays as Magna Explosion.
Does it really stay as Magna Explosion? Wow.
Or Plasma Blast.
Let's see. So you get this: Magna Explosion, Extreme Grab, Plasma Blast, Extreme Crusade, or EXT War. It's got a lot of names.
I assume I don't. It's extreme. What is Extreme Crusade used in?
Great question. Apparently, it might be
Sunburst and Moonlight.
Yeah, Sunburst and Moonlight is looking like.
The United States government, when you try to Google Extreme Jihad.
No, thankfully, I just went to the Wikimon page for him.
I guess Solar Storm is like a separate move. I always think that's Extreme Jihad.
I like how on Wikimon Jihad specifically links to the Wikipedia page for it, because it's just like, this is what this means.
It's like, that's just the name of the move. What do you want from us? But no one bats an eye at genocide attack.
Round 0.
The very first thing Davis says is, "You're about the coolest thing I've ever seen," which true. When Magnamon is introducing himself, at the very end, he says like, "I hit people with like my Magna Blast attack, and I look good doing it too."
You know what?
I'll give you that one.
He's fucking spin, honestly.
Now for something truly weird. When they're doing the rapid fire armor evolutions, because all 4 of them evolve at the same time, for Digimon, this is what happens. He does the normal evolution sequence, and then he says, Digimon, the drill of knowledge. And then immediately follows it up with, "I didn't say drill of power, but I think this makes me sound smarter."
Huh?
Is this just them actually correcting something in the script?
This is either them correcting something in the script and just leaving that in, or it's a weird flub that they just left in for some fucking reason. I'll find out next time we get Digimon, I guess. If we ever get Digimon again, oh god.
Very professional dub, by the way. Fucking Christ.
Extremely professional dub. Because yeah, like next episode we get XVmon, and then armors are just gone. They don't show up ever again.
That does actually. I did want to bring up. For a while, I really wasn't too hot on X. Like I've started liking him a lot more recently, but for a while, I wasn't too hot on XVmon, and I was like wondering why I used to think like that. And then this episode preview happened, and like, oh, XVmon happens the episode after Magnamon. That is such an unflattering position to put that thing in. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, right after.
It's really funny.
You're doing that thing fucking dirty. Come on. How's that supposed to follow up Magnamon?
So at one point, Wormmon says only a real friend would do this, and then tackles Ken.
True.
True.
After the battle is over, Davis runs up to Chibimon, or sorry, Demivimon in this case, and is like, "Are you okay?" And he just goes, "Hey."
Hey.
It's really cute. And then in my fucking note here, just TK, why are you saying he's gone? He's not. He's a Digimon. He's not gone.
By the way, like, really, like, there was a bit there where Wormmon talked to the previous adventures they'd been on, as if Ken was here before. Interesting. Wonder what that means.
Yeah,
yeah.
That can mean anything.
Yeah, right.
And at the very end, Matt, in a move of desperation, offers TK his college money to go on the bus instead of him, which was really funny. He does not want to go with June. But yeah, that's it. Okay, we kept that under 3 hours, which is good for having 6 episodes to talk about.
Yep.
Yeah. So, any closing thoughts, anybody, or?
This is a good set of episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't too hot on 17, but I really like the other 5.
The Odaiba episode wasn't great, and I also thought the 18th kind of suffered from. I thought the Byakuya conflict was like, oh, this is like the third thing you're now doing with this character. Okay,
Yeah.
sure. But other than that, it's a good set. I'm a little more mixed on the Kaiser arc, I think, overall than I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely a good couple episodes, especially at the start, where I'm just like, this doesn't really work. I think my problem so far with the show has just been, again, I really like the group dynamic. I don't think the characters individually shine the way the Adventure Kids do. And whenever they have the only one, actually, that I think so far has really worked is like Iori. Whenever they focus on Iori, it's good.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
The other characters, there's like things going on there that are like interesting and like where they can go directions with, but then they just don't. They just really don't. Like, Daisuke is gonna get a thing because like he's gonna be very involved in Ken's storyline moving forward, but like the other 3, they're gonna be sitting out on the fucking dirt. Like,
yeah.
Jesus.
So yeah, we'll talk about that as it happens, but don't get used to focus episodes on Iori or Miyako, because those are pretty much done.
And also, I hope you didn't like the few scan bits you got with Takeru and Hikari. Whoops. Forgot to give those 2 arcs.
One of those bits was a definitively like kind of not good episode about a thing that has literally not been relevant until that episode or since that episode.
Hikari's just kind of screwed from the start, unfortunately.
Yeah, but
I do find
it just because I want to wrap up.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. So I have to say goodbye, everybody.
No.
Bye.
What the fuck?
I'm kidding. Goodbye.
What the hell?
Jesus Christ.
You know, shocker, I think I enjoyed these episodes the most here.
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
No, yay, Magnamon's back. And, yeah. And I'm excited for the rest of the show, because there's more funny bits to come.
Yeah, I am actually very excited for the rest of the show, because I like, obviously I know what's coming, and I know I'm going to... I think I enjoy the next arc more than I do Kaiser overall.
It's really funny. I also think this, even though like you could argue Kaiser's a more, because like there's a lot of the really fucky like production shit hits in the second arc, but it's also like that's where like the Davis and Ken dynamic really happens, which is my favorite bit about the show.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a decisively messier arc. I also think I like it more.
Mm-hmm.
Also, jogresses, they're cool.
Dagyaagimon.
Dagyaagimon, so cool.
He is really cool.
Also, Black or Greymon.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
Fail wife, fail wife, fail wife.
Thank you for watching the DigiVerse DiveCast. So the next episode may or may not be coming out next Tuesday. Scheduling is a little iffy this upcoming week because of holidays and just everyone being like kind of iffy. It was a little short notice to try and get everyone together the immediate week after, but I'm going to try my best to make that happen. If it doesn't, you know why. And as always, thank you everyone for continuing to watch and support. Remember to do all the usual YouTube stuff and share with your friends. Spread the word. We literally thrive on word of mouth. See you next time.